unfortunately.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Ellie Rods here with North Stars Live. I'm very happy to be back this season.
I'm Tori Diver.
Sorry guys. Let's do that. Let's do that one again. Welcome to North Stars Live. I'm your host Ellie Marie Watts.
I'm Tori Diver.
And we're back for another season to bring you the most up-to-date Newcastle North Stars news, analysis and interviews around a game day live stream. We're just moments away from the puck dropping on the North Stars' second game of the 2019 AIHL season against the Melbourne Ice. The North Stars played their first game of the season against the Sydney Bears here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium yesterday. We've got a lot to cover before this game gets underway, but let's talk first about yesterday's 4-3 win against the Sydney Bears. Tori, it was an incredible game, wasn't it?
It was. I think it was one of those games that was on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
We were down 3-0 in the first 10 minutes and everyone was quite worried. But then all of a sudden, at the end of the first period, we were 3-2 down thanks to 2 goals from Sammy Banger and Francis Droulet.
Yep. one of our new imports. Well,
Yes.
two of our imports, but Francis, one of our new ones this year.
Yeah, so it was a really exciting game. We got some momentum and started playing together well, which was really good. And then a couple of goals in the second and third period.
Yeah. So second period. The second period really was a tense one. It was a very the Bears really came for a fight, to win, like a fight to win, and it really translated on the ice. There's a lot of back and forth, putting those new systems into place. The North Stars with the lone goal in the second to tie it all up from Richie Tesserick, and then one more in the
third period, which was Tim
Stanger, from a Newcastle, long-time Newcastle North Star player, a local player. So, to get that 4-3 win on the opening game of the season, I think that was huge, especially when we were down 3-0 and we're all looking a bit worried, got a bit tense there for a couple of moments. But
and I think finding their gel. I think that first period, we're playing together. It's not in a training environment when we're now playing together, and I think that still trying to find the gel put together. And I think all teams go through that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that was our first game, and I think we did quite well to come back and get over the top of them.
Yeah, so the 2019 season actually kicked off over the Easter weekend, April 2021. The North Stars and Perth Thunder had the bye. So, this weekend, or yesterday, was both ours and Perth's first game.
Yeah.
So, first time out of the training setting, like you said, we're actually on the ice putting all that training into play. And, it was a bit of a ride.
And it was, I think, quite physical. I don't think I've seen a physical game that quick against the Bears as well. That's normally
the Ice Dogs.
Ice Dogs are normally
a team.
Are the ones that we usually have a little bit more biff with. I was a bit surprised actually how physical it was. There was quite a lot of roughing calls.
Yes.
Dave Ferrari was
quite fiery. Yes.
One of those prominent people in the box last night.
Yeah. It was a really interesting game. But first win in the books, and currently undefeated.
Yes.
But we do play again tonight against the Melbourne Ice, and Tori, the Ice played last night, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They played the Sydney Ice Dogs down at Macquarie, and unfortunately did lose 3-2. So I think it was a close game. I think that the way that they play, Sydney Ice Dogs had that game last weekend as well.
Yep.
I think everyone's still trying to gel, but it was a close game.
Yeah. And Melbourne Ice are currently touring with a young line, like a young roster as well. So I think a couple of their imports either haven't arrived or flying with them at the moment. So I'm going to be really interested to see that Ice play tonight, because they had that loss yesterday. They might be coming out absolutely firing because they want to win this weekend.
Yeah.
And I know the North Stars will be fighting just as hard to get their second win at home, because especially last season they didn't have many home wins, which was home crowd sort of thing. Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be a really great game either way, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's talk about the off-season. First North Stars Live, program for the year. We had a lot happen in the off-season. Chiefly, we got a new major sponsor. So ProSki, a long-time sponsor, and they're remaining a sponsor, but a long-time naming sponsor has changed. We are now the Newcastle Rescue North Stars, with Newcastle Rescue and Consultancy on board, which is really awesome. Just that, new sort of logos and branding around the place. And this is really exciting with the Newcastle Rescue North Stars now.
Yeah, and as you said, ProSki is still staying on as a sponsor. They're a gold sponsor this year, and they've been with us for such a long time. I think since 2002.
Well, about 12. Oh, yeah, that's more than 12 years now.
Yeah.
But long time sponsors, and they're still sticking around. But I think I was talking with Gary in the off-season, North Stars General Manager Gary Dorey, and he said, Newcastle Rescue and Consultancy were really keen to come on board, and, there was discussions, and, they're our new naming sponsor. Yeah, really exciting. another exciting thing that happened in the off-season was we got a new head coach.
Yeah.
John Kennedy Jr. You guys might know that name because John joined the team in 2012 as an import defenseman. He's been with us for, ever since then, 2012. He became an Australian citizen. And he hasn't played many games with us in the past couple of years. He's had some family and his own coaching commitments. But this year he joins us as our head coach, which is really exciting.
It's very exciting. I think it's going to be a real good addition to have his knowledge and experience. Yeah. He's got the Ice Hockey Academy. He does have access to a lot of networks and a lot of players across the country. You always see him jetting off somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's really good to bring that on board and see how the guys go under that leadership.
And really exciting this year, Coach Joe Terrio, he was head coach last year. He does return this year. He's our head associate coach. And Ray Sheffield also returns this year as our associate coach. So we've got a really strong coaching bench.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really exciting. And the coaches in the off season, they ran a training academy here at HIS, a 2-day training academy. It was 2 weeks, so the weekend before the season kicked off. So Kennedy, Terrio, Sheffield, and our other training staff, they kind of put the North Stars through their paces, so, on and off the ice. They did strength, they did conditioning stuff with our training coach, Josh Seckham. They, were in the gym, they were on the ice, and the coaches were looking at, fitness levels. They worked on systems. There was a couple of young players from Newcastle as well as Queensland, young guys who were aspiring to be AIHL players in there just to get the experiences. And this training camp also helps coaches determine the best players for the 2019 North Stars roster. But we were down here. It was really great to see everyone in action, and we actually spoke with John Kennedy, the coach, afterwards to get his impressions from the camp, and here's that interview. Hi everyone, Ellie here with the North Stars. I'm joined by new North Stars head coach, John Kennedy. How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
I'm good. Familiar face to North Stars fans. You've played with us for, 6 seasons or so now?
Yeah, about 6 seasons. About 6 seasons, some here and there, but overall 6 seasons,
So talk to us about being coach this season, taking the position and what you're looking forward to.
Oh, look, it's been very exciting. Obviously, the news has been out there for a while, so I've been able to get comfortable within this role. But just excited to play some hockey. The boys are chomping at the bit to get out there. We've been training since January, so we've been going over a lot of things. It was good this weekend to have like a little scrimmage to compete against someone else. But I think, getting the imports in, getting our national players in, having the full squad, I think that's what the boys are ready for. So, look, I'm very happy with where we're at now, and look forward to the next couple weeks.
So let's talk about the training camp, held over 2 days here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium, on and off the ice items, both in the gym, and playing the scrimmage as well. What are the results from the weekend? What did you see that you really liked and maybe, need to work on a little bit more?
Look, I am very proud of each and every player because we did some baseline testing at the beginning, like in January, and then came back and did testing to see how they did. And off the ice, fantastic. And it's good for these guys to see it because, this league is becoming, when you say more professional, not in a pay sense, but in the way we take care of our bodies as athletes, how we prepare in the off season. So kind of getting the boys to buy into that, and it's just helping. So they have more stamina on the ice. They can tap into, being able to battle in the corners more. So what we saw there was fantastic. And also our on-ice play. We went over a lot of X's and O's, so the guys had to digest a lot of that and just put it into play. But like we said, we're kind of short-benched at the moment. But once we get everyone together working on it, we can get full team buy-in.
And you've had a couple of young faces in there training and playing with you guys this, on the training camp weekend. How's that? Why first, and how's that been?
Oh, look, this is the time to get the young talent to see what it's all about to be in the AIHL. We want to bridge the gap between, midget age player that's doing very well to how do I get to the AIHL? What are things I should be doing? So it was a great experience. Like I said, because we have players overseas, it was good for them to see what we do. We brought a couple kids from Brisbane. Obviously, we had some local players as well. And at the end of the day, if you look at our roster, there kind of is that age gap. I know we have Liam Manwaring and Patty Naden as our youngest players, but defensively, we're a pretty old team. So I want to see talent grow across this country, and I know we want to see younger players to be able to play at this level. So it was good.
Yeah, before the in the lead up to the season, North Stars General Manager Gary Dorey said, development is something, you're really trying to not push, but, grow and create a pathway. Is this sort of helping that along?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we, not only, bringing players in, but developing them as fish. We're going to have some players that may just practice with us so they get to see what it's about, and so they can get the system. So they're not just thrown out there not understanding these things. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. We're not just looking at, this year, we're looking down the road, and we want to be able to create talent a year in, a year out. So, and that's what Newcastle's been known for. So.
And just personally, how are you feeling going into the season?
Confident.
That's good.
Confident. Look, we have a fantastic group of players. I'm very fortunate to have the guys in the locker room that I do. We have the best captain in Australia, bar none. And we have great leaders in the locker room. So I don't feel like I have to carry that weight on my own. We have plenty of guys that, want to do the right thing, have bought into the team. So, look, I'm very fortunate to have who I have. Plus, my assistant coaches between Joey and Ray, they do a lot of the grunt work. So it makes my life a lot easier, so we can focus on that.
And just one more for you, Coach. The AIHL season kicks off the 2021, but we play our first games the weekend after. That bye week, the first week, is that good? Is that bad? Or is that, just what it is?
Oh, look, we're going to say it's a great thing. I mean, it is Easter weekend, so now that's a way for guys to spend time with their family right before the season kicks in, and I'm sure they will. So once that weekend's done, we're full gear, ready to go, and it'll be good to see some of the other teams. We'll be able to watch some live streams, see what's out there, how guys have returned back for 2019, and then we'll get ready to do our work here.
Beautiful. Thanks so much.
No worries.
It was really great to Hi everyone, Ellie here with the North Stars. I'm joined by new North Stars head coach, John Kennedy. Sorry, I just had noises in my head that weren't meant to be there. Sorry. But yeah, it was really great to chat with John after the training camp and get his impressions. And, he just said, we have the best captain in the AIHL, and I have to agree. But Bert wasn't actually at the training camp. He was in Serbia, playing with Australia, as was North Stars Matt Lindsay and Charlie Smart. So, every year, we, being Australia, send a team over to play in the IHF World Championship. It means there is some crossover. Sometimes players don't make it back in time for the season start. But, we sent over Bert Malloy this year, Matt Lindsay and Charlie, our goaltender. Shout out to Bert, who just had his second baby with Asmara, his wife.
Yeah.
Noah. Super cute. But it was really great to see them guys play over there, and actually Bert and Matt Lindsay scored goals as well, so came up big for Australia.
Yeah, and I think they ended up getting a bronze overall.
Yeah, they did, which is pretty good.
Definitely, yeah.
Bert back and Charlie back for the first games.
Yeah.
Matt's still over in Europe enjoying his life with his wife Maddie. Yep. They're having a belated honeymoon.
Currently going around Italy and eating lots of pizza and drinking wine.
Not even jealous.
I'm jealous.
It seems like the teams are on the ice now, having a bit of a warm-up. Let's talk about the North Stars team this year. So we had a couple of players depart for this season. We have some new imports and a couple of returning imports. So a couple of players you won't see on the ice this year are Jason Chalker. He had an injury-plagued season last year, and he's stepped back from AIHL, but he's playing for the North Stars in East Coast Super League. Hayden Sheard, Matt Watini and Rob Hazelhurst and Zane Jones won't be playing for the North Stars this year. Rob Hazelhurst went back over to play with Perth Thunder. Zane, I think he's actually just having an actual break. He's been playing non-stop, so he's enjoying a well-earned break. And Matt Watini and Hayden Sheard, family and work commitments, having a step back this season as well.
Yeah, and I think it's tough we do have a lot of away games where they do have to leave on a Friday and sometimes come back on Mondays. Like the Adelaide and Perth trips. The travel over there is quite taxing, and I think even getting a flight out of Adelaide on a Sunday night is non-existent. So that can affect the guys with their work commitments and family commitments.
And so a new face this year in non-import news is Jayden Ryan. So Jayden played for the Sydney Bears in 2010, 2011, and he's been playing for the Penrith Raptors in East Coast since about 2010. So he joins the team this year, and he's already, I think he's an impact player. We could definitely see who he was on the ice last night. And now back to import news. So Canadian forward Sammy Banger is back, and so is Czech Thomas Lander. And the two names all fans of the North Stars are familiar with. And we have 3 new imports. So we've got Canadian forward Francis Drolet, Slovakian forward Dominic Gabai, and Czech defenseman Ondrej Smuk. And Andre is a friend to Thomas, and I believe Gabai came to us on Jan Safar, a former North Stars recommendation. So 3 new faces.
They played together in France.
Yes, that's right.
And were roommates, and they had a bit of a chat about Australia and the North Stars organisation, and
loved it.
Here we are. Thank you, Jan.
Well, we caught up with Sammy Banger and Francis Drolet before the season kicked off. We had a bit of a chat about with Sammy about his return to Newcastle, and here's that interview. Hi everyone, Ellie here with the Newcastle North Stars. I'm joined by 2019 import, Sammy Banger. Sammy returns to us this season. Must have really enjoyed it last year to come back.
I had a fantastic time last winter here, and I'm glad I can come at the start of the season this time and not halfway through. And I'm joined along with a good group of imports here now, so we're excited for a good experience on and off the ice.
Yeah, so you, like you just said, you're joining us before we've actually kicked off this season, and we have that extra week. The other teams, except for Perth and us, have played. Did you get to watch any of the games from last weekend?
I saw a couple highlights here and there. I have a few buddies that are imports on some of the other teams, so I just kept tabs on them. But no, it seems like the imports in the league got really strong over the years, and it's going to be really competitive this season, so I'm excited.
Do you think it's helpful, or it's a good thing to have so many practices with the team before you actually do kick off the actual season?
Yeah, it makes it a little easier for me just because I was here last year, so I kind of know what to expect just coming off the bat, and I've tried to reiterate it to the new guys a little bit. But no, it's good. It's nice to see the guys. Everyone's excited, and they trained hard over the season, so we're excited to get started here.
And you have been in Australia since Easter weekend, so a week. What have you been up to so far?
I was here. I got here Friday afternoon, and I got over the jet lag a couple days. I came out for a skate, and I took the imports out. We went surfing and just toured around the Newcastle a little bit. So
I love that you've already been surfing.
Yeah. That was on the first priority of one of the things coming back. So no, it's been good. The weather's been nice, and just getting back at everything. So it's been good.
Is there anything you wanted to achieve this year that you mightn't have gotten around to last year or see in Australia?
I think it's a little bit different just because coming at the beginning of the year with a fresh core of imports that we can do a lot more exploring and stuff. Joe, Nick, and Sam, they were great imports. We were really close with them, but they've been here before and they've done a lot of things. So it'll be a lot more different this year and a little more fresh. So I'm excited just to do it all over again and add a couple more things to the bucket list. So.
Beautiful. Well, we're so happy to have you back, Sammy, and we can't wait to see you on the ice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was really great catching up with
everyone,
Ellie
Sammy
here with the Newcastle North Stars. I'm joined by 2019 import Sammy Banger. Sammy. Sorry. I also had a chat with Francis Drolet ahead of his first game yesterday. Had a nice little catch up with him, and here's what he had to say.
Hello.
Hi everyone, Ellie here for the Newcastle North Stars. I'm joined by new 2019 import, Francis Drolet. How's it going, Francis?
It's going well, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Montreal, Canada. Yeah.
And where were you playing before you landed in Australia?
The last 4 years I played in France, 2 different cities. I started in Nantes my first year, and then I played in Briançon for 3 years.
Very nice.
In the Alps.
In the Alps.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
And what brings you to Australia? Why did you decide to join the North Stars?
Just like a lot of imports, you hear a lot of good stories from here, great experience. Good hockey like during the off season, which helps you prepared for next season after. So, yeah, it's a lot of people talking, and I'm excited to see how it is. Yeah.
And I hear you've already sampled some of the fine surf we have on offer.
Yeah. It's my first time surfing some waves, so it's fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
You've wasted no time.
You can't. It's only 4 months, so you gotta go quick.
How did you go? Did you stand up?
Yeah, I did. I do a lot of I did a lot of snowboard and skateboard and stuff, so I got a little bit of basics, but I'm not good so far. So.
And to tell us, what are you looking forward to this season?
Just like I said, just a full experience. Like on the ice, obviously, like it looks like we have a good team, so that'll be nice to play the games this weekend and get started with the guys. A great group of guys, so I'm excited about that to live the experience with them. Yeah.
How are you feeling? You've had a couple of practices now. This will be the second, will it? How's it feeling so far?
Well, I ended the season 2 weeks ago, so I'm still fresh from that. So it's not too bad, but you got to adjust to the ice and the other guys. It's different teammates, so you just got to adjust to chemistry, and should be good. Yeah.
Well, you're a professional, so it shouldn't be too hard.
That's right.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for chatting with us, and we can't wait to see you on the ice.
Thank you.
After the game, and we'll be back with our post-game wrap-up, but I'll throw over to our commentators, Peter Lambert and Lucy Vaughan. See you guys.
It's a shot away, he scores! 4-4. Lachlan going to the net, shoot, and he scores! And then towards Cox. Cox gets a shot away, Davis makes the save. No, it's in! It's in! Perth takes the lead!
Live from Hunter Ice Skating Stadium in Newcastle, this is AIHL TV. The regular season is brought to you by Air Canada, who offer the only daily and non-stop service to Vancouver. For details, visit aircanada.com.au. Owners are a direct infrastructure investor with a portfolio worth in excess of $50 billion. ATC Productions, your live event technical provider. And APA Group, delivering Australia's energy.
Hello and welcome everyone to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium tonight for this AIHL clash. The Newcastle North Stars are the host team and they're hosting the Melbourne Ice here, the second game in Hunter Ice Skating Stadium this year. I'm Peter Lambert, next to me.
Hi, I'm Lucy Vaughan.
And we've got an exciting matchup tonight. These two teams both underperformed, I think, last year. I think you might agree. So these have been two champion teams. Between the two of them, they've won the majority of the championships for the last 10 years or more. So it was a strange thing to see both of them drop below that top four, but it happened, and you got to win games to get there. So that's what they're both trying to do this season.
And we saw a lot of movement in the ISIS team last year as well. You had a lot of players leaving, some younger players coming up, so it's just that whole growth period to grow a team and to develop player skills.
There was a generational change that started. We're starting to see that. So I'm looking at the team list for the Melbourne Ice, and they're missing a couple of key players. So Matt Armstrong didn't make the trip. Hi if you're watching, and Jason Backlig. There's a few guys here that they could really do with this weekend, but they weren't always available. And look, these guys have had kids. They're getting on with their lives. This is, I mean, at its root, it's an amateur sport.
Yeah.
I know it's played at a very high level. We have professional players join us, but it is, and by definition, actually, an amateur sport.
Yeah.
And therefore, these guys don't get paid to play. We're all volunteers as well, and we do it for the love. But it's a big deal, though. This is a league that has a lot of expenses and has a lot of people involved. So there's a lot of investment of time and money, really, to make it all happen. My point is that these people have their own lives as well, so we've got to accept that, and we've probably seen that a little bit in the North Stars as well. So we've had Matt Martini, he was our assistant captain, not playing this year, so it's been a change. But look, I think we're going to see a fun game here tonight.
Yeah, and as you see a lot of younger players come through, it's important to have a fair distribution because you want to have guys that, as rough it is, probably have less commitments. Here, where fitness and hockey and they're things that they really love to do, and that's their hobby, and they're happy for it to take up their weekend. They hang out with their mates.
That's true.
They travel around Australia, and they really enjoy it.
Well, we do it too, don't we?
Yeah.
It's our family for the winter times. Now, Ice have two imports in tonight. I've got Jacob Lundgren and Jesse Schwartz here tonight, so that's going to help them out. North Stars, fortunately, have all 5 available. They'll play 4 tonight. So we saw them in action last night and looked really good. So we had points by Francis Drolet. I think definitely Semi Banga got a goal and an assist at least. And there was also, I think, maybe 1 point to Dominic Gabai, so his game. So last night, Thomas was a scratch, Thomas Lander. Hi to his family if they're watching. I believe his mother-in-law Wendy Smith watches, and probably Jesse tonight too. And hi to everyone, by the way, watching from Canada, from UK. I know you guys are up at late or early in the morning. We appreciate you tuning in, so I hope you enjoy it. So this game tonight, what do you think?
It's hard to say because we saw, like as you said before, Melbourne Ice didn't meet all the expectations last year, and there was so many changes, and so much can happen in the off season. And when you've got a team with as many resources as the Ice have and can access, you would hope that an off season would do them well. And the opportunity to train, you've got a lot of local guys that are younger who are accessible through the off season. So whether there's been a lot of changes, even fitness work can make a huge difference to a lot of players' ability, and just because skill isn't enough in this league anymore. You need to be fast.
I can see some names in here from some of the young players. Some of the guys who have been young players have become headline players, like Jack Carpenter and Austin McKenzie. They've also they've been lucky enough to pick up Jonathan Bremner, who was one of the better players from Perth. Jonathan's medically, I think he's studying to be, or he's an intern doctor.
Oh, wow.
So he's moved from, he's got a job opportunity in Melbourne, so now he's going to play for the Melbourne Ice. So that's great for him, and that's helpful for the Ice. It's going to help them elevate back up in the top 4. They definitely have the ability to do it. I heard an interview during the week with Brad Vigon, the coach, and he did say he didn't have a full team this weekend. So we'll see how they go. North Stars are nearly full strength. They're just missing out on Matt Lindsay. But we're going to pause in a moment. We're about to have the national anthem after this, after a short announcement. So we'll go through the team list once we've got the anthem out of the way, and we'll see what's happening on ice. So I think we're going to switch to on ice now. So apologies if we turn you back on. We turn our backs on you. Candice Tan has the mic, and she's going to be singing the national anthem for us tonight. Well done, Candice. Always sounds so nice. It's so good to have sung live as opposed to recording.
Yeah, we're lucky to have that local talent.
Yes, actually one of the partners of one of the players, Candice, Hamish Powell, number 8. It's his lovely girl. And we're wearing the red tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see it.
It's a new red too. It's a bit more of a darker red, and it looks really good. You'll see also we've got a new modern logo, the third logo we're using. Well, third jersey logo is what I meant by that. So it's a different, much simpler N, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it looks good. And I think you really see a clear definition. As the league's gotten better, all the jerseys are really defined, and you can tell the difference between each team and their image, which is really good as well.
It was one of the advantages of the change of major sponsor is that we got to do new jerseys, and Greg and the team here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium did a beautiful job putting them together, and they look spectacular. So we'll see how red does for us this year.
I'm feeling lucky about it.
Yeah,
I
lucky
feel
red.
good.
Well, Blue was pretty good last night against the Bears, who were a great team. And let's see what we've got. So I'll just go through some of the names for the Ice before we get underway. We've got Rick West dropping the puck again tonight. So number 5, Jacob Lundgren, one of their imports. Number 6, Nathan Kachia. Number 8, Jesse Schwartz, another import. 9, Mackenzie Caruana. Tommy Powell, I believe Tommy's the captain again. He was for the Australian team just recently. 13, Jack Carpenter. Number 15, Jermaine Joyce, also more commonly known as Kahu Joyce. Christian Pansino in 23. 24, Sam Hoddick. 26, Darcy Flanagan. 75, Tom Monroe. We've got Paul Lazaroto in 77. 81, Austin McKenzie. 90, Robert Clark. And Jonathan Bremner, as I mentioned, he is wearing 91. Let's talk about the North Stars.
So, for the North Stars this year, we're going to start with the puck drop and we'll do
Yeah,
it
we've got
later.
a puck drop. We'll hang on for that, and we'll get back to the Newcastle numbers if we get a chance. So, Melbourne Ice have won the face-off, and Flanagan will dump it forward, but it's been sent back in, so Downey out to get it. So, Downey was playing for the Ice Dogs a couple of seasons ago, and has made the move to Melbourne. Newcastle putting some pressure on, but Ice have got it out to neutral ice. And Newcastle trying to get through neutral zone. So for those not familiar, in the AHL, what originally was 3 periods of 15, it's now 15, 15, 20 with now an overtime. So there's a few reasons why they're not playing a full 60, mostly to do with money, because this don't have the big TV sponsorship here in Australia. To the blue line. Shot on net, saved by Downey with a pad. Jaden Ryan, we're number 10. He's come up from the East Coast Super League, which you would consider that to be a feeder league for the AHL. Shot on net. It's loose in front. And stop in front. Is that Charlie Smart tonight? Or if we got... No, we got Dane. It's on new pads. Joyce with the puck. He'll send it up the left wing. Joyce has come from the New Zealand Ice Hockey League. Also playing... Well, about to start their season. They'll start in May. Long pass picked up by North Stars in. Takes a shot. Saved by Downey. Tesarek with a shot. He slams in the boards, but he's okay.
He looks like he's out for blood.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with maybe he thought he'd get a bit of a trip there.
Yeah, it looked like one of those awkward situations where you're coming in with speed and you get bumped a little bit and lose that edge, and it can all come to pieces. Luckily,
yeah, it was bumped. Yep, I could see that.
Luckily, those guys know how to fall. Know how to fall well.
I think it was Joyce, 15. He had long suspension last season for a lusty game in Perth. Newcastle has stolen the puck, takes a shot, and a save, and it's loose, but turn aside into the corner there by the North Stars. They pick it up, and Tim Stanger will push it forward. It's gone on to neutral ice, into the zone, back and forth to go. Trying a backhand, Tesarek gets it on ice, but Downey makes a stop, and we've got to stop a play. 13:08 left in the first period.
So we know that Dane was feeling a little bit more confident going into today because he knows a lot of these guys from playing for the Melbourne Ice a couple of seasons ago. So from chatting to his wife before, he was saying he feels a whole lot better than he's got this bit of a hang of it. He was played yesterday. He's ready to go.
There's a continuing conversation there between Joyce and Richie Tesarek, was not happy about getting bumped into the boards. went off balance. I think it was after the play stopped. It's probably where I was more angry about it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with that later on. Face off, won by the Ice, and that's Hoddick pushing around the boards. He gets it out of the zone with some speed now. Up Ice go the Ice. I think it's Robert Clark in 90 down deep, and Newcastle get the puck back. And they bring it up into Downey's end. Shaking off the first man, but it's him in front and picked off by Lundgren. So we've got an Aussie line out here for the North Stars, and they're doing well to pin it down this end. So Naden, Southwood, and Liam and Waring. So two of these guys are from just local suburbs here in Lake Macquarie. That's out of play with stop a play with 12:27 left in the first period. No score yet.
So yesterday we saw a game with a little bit of biff, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of enthusiasm, for lack of a better
Yeah,
word. A lot of hunger for
Physical
the puck.
expression.
Yeah. When you see the late hitting rule, you'd probably expect a little bit less, but they've already come out all guns blazing the Ice.
Face off. Ice push it forward so it goes to the North Stars. That was Mackenzie Caruana on the face off. Right now it's with Flanagan, and he'll dump it in. It's picked off there by Paddy Ward, who moved from the Bears a season ago. With a couple other players, including Tesserick and Thomas Lander. Backhanding out is Carpenter. He's under pressure though from the forechecker. And Ice getting things organised. Schwartz now gets a burst of speed. He'll go up the right wing, gets around Banga, and pushes it forward into the corner. It'll be picked up there by Bert Malloy, the captain. Ice, bit of a pick there, basketball style. And North Stars breaking it out of their end. Malloy gets it off, I think, one of the Ice players, and past the bench as this team will change. Carrying the puck now, Jack Carpenter will take the left wing. And a tap and go. And we've got play breaking down, going side to side here around the Newcastle blue line into the North Stars zone, but it's picked off by Andre Smark. Great check player, played check elite level. Been playing the France's Elite League. Shot on net and off the crossbar and out. Goodbye. He's been playing France's Division 1 and has scored a bunch and scored even more last season. So a couple of hot seasons from Dominic Goodbye, a Slovak. So we've got three Czechs and a Slovak this year. So North Stars have changed. Used to be all kind of Canadians and Americans.
I do have a new favourite team, I think, just for their name. So Schwartz, one of the Ice's imports, his last team he played for was the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs.
Dogs.
That's Dogs, spelled
Dogs.
D-A-W-G-S.
Yeah, that's a cool name. Yeah,
I
that's
think that's a cracker of a
SPHL
name.
team. Yeah. We've this league has got a lot of players out of the French Division 1. You'll see them come out of Elite Ice Hockey League in UK. And SPHL and East Coast Hockey League in USA. Occasionally you get a couple of really good guys out of AHL or the Swedish Elite League or the DHL. But definitely lots out of those feeder leagues. And these are great players. Oftentimes they're just not tall enough for NHL, which tends to be based around bigger players, smaller rinks. Newcastle on the attack here. They've got a power play. And they're moving it nicely. A shot on net, but it's blocked there by Lundgren using the body. And that's Jesse Schwartz carrying the puck. He'll take it and rag the puck a little in Newcastle's end. So that's the best thing you do when you're killing the penalty rather than scoring. Newcastle bringing up a bit of a lapse there in the change. Banga unloads it. Up to the point, picked off there nicely by Bremner. That's a wise head there, knowing where the pass was going. Schwartz. Pardon me, that's Schmark battling with Bremner. Long pass onto the stick. There's some really sharp passes happening with these new players. At the back door, has trouble holding it down there, Drolet. Just bounced off the stick a little. It's very hard. Fast ice here in Newcastle. That was loose and picked off there by Flanagan. Great D. It's shaved by Downey. It's loose. Can't get a handle. Scores! Newcastle ahead, 9:37. I don't even know who got the one in the end.
I think it was
Banga took a shot, and then I don't know if it was picked off, but you might be able to see it here.
That was great though, but that's probably our strongest. That's a whole group of our strongest players out there. We had all 4 imports out and Bert Malloy.
I think it was Dominic Gabai. Yeah, I think he got a rebound there from under Downey, but Downey already had faced about 3 shots. He'd done a great job. So too much pressure.
After that first rebound, you really can't blame the goalie.
Yeah, they needed to clear the crease.
Yeah, you got it.
You can tell it's early in the season. I'm pretty rusty. Southwood goes back to get the puck. Newcastle had 1-0. We've got under 9.5 minutes left in this first period. Dave Ferrari will go back and hand it off to his D partner. It's pretty nice when you get to play with the guy who played with some of Czech's best, as well as France's best and others. Shot on net and turned aside by Downey into the corner, picked off by Pat Naden. He doesn't take it to the corner. Okay, he's gone to Semi-Banker, so he's got the rebound and put it in. He made the original shot too, so well done to Semi-Banker. He caught 2 last night as well, so he's on a roll already. Newcastle trying to get some passes on tape. They've got the wrong stick though, and Jesse Schwartz will take it forward with the burst. He shoots on the off foot. That's a classy way to do it. And the puck goes back for Carpenter to pick up. He's out there with Kahu Joyce. Picked up by Bremner. And shot on net and stopped by Dane Davis. 8:24 left in the first, Lucy.
I think we've seen a couple of, when North Stars came out and got that goal, they were passing tape to tape, but we saw a couple before where they'd give it up really easy, where they were breaking it in and you just get into the defensive zone, and they'd pass it off to the ice, which they'll correct through the game, but did let them down a little bit at first.
Yosh just had a shot on net and was looking a little dangerous there, but it was picked off by North Stars defence and carried out. That's off the glove and out. 6 and out.
Yep.
A lot of our fans wouldn't know what that was if they're not from Australia. But that was off the glove of Richard Tesoric, who was grabbing for the puck. So we've got to stop a play.
Keeping these shifts really short as well. You see these guys constantly looking for changes, keeping fresh legs, which is so important to last the whole game.
Newcastle had the puck. They'll send it forward and tapped in on net, so it's stopped by Downey. He'll turn aside. He couldn't freeze it there. The new rule there, Lucy. So we were talking about that a lot last night. So quite a few changes of rules from IIHF. One of them is a late hit. And I've got some definition. We'll talk about it in a moment. Ice trying to get it forward. Instead it's gone the North Stars. So North Stars have had a bit of this problem, but Ice definitely feeling it right now with the short bench and getting a flowing transition up ice. Drolet, French-Canadian, been playing in France Division 1 and one of the top scorers in that league. That's gone to Flanagan skating into the corner. Sam Banga battles for the puck. Such a good battler. It's picked off there by Austin McKenzie, and back to get it is Andre Schmuck. Long pass goes to the stick there of Drolet, I believe it is. Quick shot on it, stopped by Downey. 7:17 left in the first.
That would look like something they've definitely practiced. That was the kind of break-in, getting into the zone that doesn't just happen by chance. It was those clear passes through the defense that really got them that shot on net, which could have been really dangerous.
Face off in Downey's end. Melbourne Ice have the puck, taking it out of their end. Flanagan miffs it a bit, and he had some pressure there from Southwood. Now Naden. Now it's Liam Manwaring comes in for the hit, and once again, he looks like Bert at times, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Just he's a bit taller. And great battle there for Manwaring, and in for the hit too. So great effort on this shift by the young fella. He did go to Notre Dame in Saskatchewan. So he went to a hockey high school. That's where he's got a bit of extra pedigree over players who just play locally. Chance for Newcastle. Shot on net. Saved by Downey. Gathered in. And a stopper player. That was Naden, Pat Naden, a local boy with a shot.
And Liam just going back from playing a season in somewhere in Europe, and I can't remember whereabouts it was. It seemed like that's the kind of stuff that makes a huge difference.
Oh, for sure.
In those guys.
Yeah.
And their skill level, and just playing it in a whole different competition, because all competitions are different. The level of intensity, the contact you face.
Shot on net. Stopped by Downey. He has to drop. He does drop it, and Powell is right there on the doorstep. Gets a little stick in the ankles from Downey.
Seems to be a couple of words exchanged.
I think it'd be pretty friendly. I'm pretty sure they know each other from playing New South Wales before. So.
Yeah.
face-off, and Newcastle do win it. They need a bit of help from D. Paddy Ward pinches in to help, and now it's battling in the corner. We've got Carpenter, Powell, and Caruana comes in to help. Ice shovel it out, and watch out, Tommy Powell. He's the not youngest guy, but he's still got great hands. Actually, for some of the AHL players, he's not that old at all, is he?
No.
We've got guys who are turning 50 in the league still playing. And chipped off the boards. Newcastle trying to break it out. Ice defence doing a pretty good job. Kachia gets it forward, and it's into North Star zone, and going back to get it is Paddy Ward, originally a Scotsman, now settled here in Australia. And a stopper play, 5:51 left in the first.
I think the addition of guys like Paddy Ward and Richie Tasarik, and having Tommy Lander most seasons by the looks of it, whether he'll become a citizen soon, we'll see, makes a huge difference to the team's lineup. And it's just extra power.
Well, Newcastle is such a small market. We don't have a lot of youth to choose from, and attracting players, residents like that is really important to a small market team like Newcastle and Canberra. And Canberra have been very good at it as well, or maybe even better. Up ice they go. Newcastle on the attack. Doors shut by Kahu Joyce, and Melbourne get possession in their own end. They're going to skate it up. Austin McKenzie has it, and a bit of help from Lazaroto into the corner. Now in Newcastle's end, we've got a battle between, well, a few, but Richie Tasarik is one of those in the red. Newcastle trying to break out and just throwing it down ice, and that's going to be icing called on Newcastle.
That's a lot of icings. Seems a little bit odd.
There's some they're trying the long pass quite a bit tonight, and it's not often working. So both teams have been guilty of it.
Yeah.
So
There wasn't... Yeah, I don't know who was supposed to be near that puck, but wherever they were, it wasn't where they were supposed to be.
Well, Hamish Powell did well to get over there, but when he looked up, he had no one to pass it to.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he just thought, I may as well just ice it.
And hope for the best.
Yeah.
They might pick it up before it's iced.
I think maybe he was trying to weight it so it wouldn't go all the way down. Newcastle have possession in their own end. Under pressure here from the ice. Get it cross ice. This is a 30 by 60 metre rink though, so you'll see it is a lot wider than your North American rinks, which are usually about 23 metres wide. Into the zone. Tesserick unloads. Doesn't appreciate the hit. And it's stopped by Downey. 4:47 left in the first period. 1-0 the lead for the North Stars.
It seems like we had that little bit of push and shove at the start, but it's really simmered down a fair bit from what you see.
Yeah.
There's just been back and forth hockey, like really just pushing and pushing and pushing. The Ice are probably cautious that they don't want to get penalties and leave themselves open.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think the new rules have meant a little bit less hitting.
Yeah.
Because now it's a shorter period where you can put a hit on. I'll just start. Well, Newcastle got a chance. Shot on net, save Downey with a beautiful pad save. Banga unloads it. Watch out for Drolet. He gets it in centre to Dave Ferrari, who's looking for his second ever AHL goal. He's played nearly 200 games, just had the one goal, and he cherishes it very much. I don't blame him. Newcastle trying to get it into the blue line, but Melbourne have got blocked up beautifully. I'm sure there was some other ice they could have used. Andre Smark down low, and he's battling with Schwartz, one of the other imports, this from Melbourne's imports, and it's going to be picked up by Drolet. Long pass, picked off, another long pass, and that one's been picked off by Mackenzie Caruana. Newcastle have it. With some speed, going to take the right wing into the zone. Shot on net, a long one, a lob shot, and Downey's got it, no problem. And is he going to play it or not?
Everyone got a bit distracted because someone fell over and no one really realised that.
I thought that was going to be called
a
delay of game. With the new rules?
Yeah, that
because there
might
was
be
no
the
North Stars
discussion they're
player
having.
here.
Yeah. I think it's because they also got distracted that they thought there was going to be a penalty.
Right, so they thought there was going to be a stop and play already.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Face off to the left of Downey. Newcastle get possession. Naden off the back of the net. It's loose in front. Picked off by Clark. And now coming forward with it is Pensino. He takes a shot, and it's off the side of the net. Newcastle moving it forward. It's not a clean pass, but it gets there. And no, wasn't good enough. Not enough on it. It's been called offside. 3:23 left in the first. 1-0 lead for the North Stars.
That would have just been by a hair, you'd think. There was just a tiny bit in it, if anything.
So what's happened with the IHF is, because the Australian Ice Hockey League plays IHF rules, there was several rule changes that were quite significant in the off-season, for us off-season. And the hitting rule basically means there's only, where it used to be you're given room for a 2 count.
Yep.
It's really now a 1 second, or basically a 1 count, where you're allowed to make a hit. Is because it was just to prevent concussions and other injuries relating to hits that were considered late. So what is late now is much less. Now, the rules officially say immediate vicinity, which is very kind of vague. So in New South Wales, the state where we're playing right now, they have defined that. This is from the Lionies before we started. They told me they defined that as 1 second. Back to the play. Goodbye into the corner. Shot on net. Oh, it was off a player, ice player, so picked off by Tesserick now, and Newcastle will continue to put the pressure on. It looks like a power play, it's not. Off Danny's stick, and it gets out of the zone, so it'll be picked up by Paddy Ward. He reverses. Doesn't quite connect there with his teammate coming back. Trying to spot faces and numbers. It was Tim Stanger. Scored last night. Into the zone. Come Newcastle. Driving towards the net. He's goodbye. He's upended, and he'll head back to catch up with his teammates. Melbourne Ice can't get in that defensive area of North Stars. They've done really well to keep them outside. 2:15 left in the first period. Just the 1 goal scored by the North Stars. Ice not connecting with their passes at the moment. Banga. It's around the corner. North Stars in a row, which is not ideal. Button hook are there by Jaden Ryan, and it's picked off and skates up ice by Jesse Schwartz. Going to take it in on his own. He's had the puck stolen by Andre Smark. Drolet to the blue line. Shot on net and a save by Danny with the pads. 1:40 left in the first.
I think what's made a difference with the North Stars defense tonight is they're giving them a whole lot less space. So last night you saw the Bears really gain momentum getting into the defensive zone, and they were pushing in and no one was really trying to stop them before the hash marks, whereas it's right on the blue line. Everyone's back checking really hard, which shuts it down before they even can get any momentum to set up.
Jake Carpenter to the blue line. Shot on net, and an easy deflection away there by James Downey. It hits the stanchion there in the corner, and I think it's out of play, so I'm going to have a stop of play here.
And with that late hit rule again, with the whole definition of the whole point of a check in hockey is to dispossess the player from the puck. So
right.
to
so
really hit them without the puck, it's not.
It's gladiatorial.
Yeah, that's not the point of it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Backhand attempt, it goes through the crease. Downey been pretty solid. He's been solid this period. Into the ice zone, the puck is dumped in. Pat Naden battles there with Jack Carpenter. A couple of good Aussie kids. Carpenter gets it away to Schwartz. No, it's Caruana. It's off the ceiling, so that's a stopper play with under 1 minute to go in the first.
A lot of bouncy pucks. Pucks going over the boards, hitting the roof. I think it just shows that everyone's making strong, hard passes. And you see a lot more of that this year, and even this game compared to last games. Your passes are tape to tape, and they get into where they need to go, unless they hit the roof.
Right now, North Stars have the puck. Malloy with a shot to the screen. It's hit some players and gone into the corner. Lazzarotto against Banga for the puck. Drolley in to help. So we've got some import power out there for the North Stars. They're trying to get one here. Let's go! Gets it in the back door. Sammy Banga with another. 2 goals tonight.
I didn't even see that happen. I know he got it in from the side.
We kind of blocked vision there with some of the people at the glass.
That was pretty impressive. He must have just been out of Downey's sight that he didn't know he was there because he didn't have that edge covered.
It was I just spotted it on my phone and got the replay going, and it was a really tight angle, a cute angle.
Yeah. And
he just picked it up and had enough to pull it back, and put it on net, and maybe put it even off the pads of the skate. So
he's a powerhouse with those short, quick shots.
Chance again for Newcastle, right across and out the other side for Goodbye. He's out there with Drolet, and those two are going to be a deadly combo this year. It's out of play, stop a play, so we've got a 2-0 lead for the North Stars, 26 and 48 left in the period.
I think it's important to mention as well, a lot of the goals that we're seeing scored, they're not big slap shots from the point. They're nothing like that. And we even saw John Kennedy on the National Sports Academy page post some stats about the NHL last year.
I saw that too, yeah.
And what percentage of shots were wrist shots compared to slap shots.
Yeah.
And far more wrist shots resulted in goals, but more slap shots were taken.
It was 48% of goals were scored by wrist shots.
And
so
I think 80% of shots were slap shots as well.
More action around Danny's net. He's under pressure again. And we've got another good line out there. We've got Goodbye out there with Tesseric and Drolet. But that's it. The period ends. So a good one for the North Stars. So after that initial 15-minute period, Newcastle North Stars have 2 goals. Melbourne Ice, none so far.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on the period, Lucy?
I would say that there was a lot of back and forth hockey, but also I would say that the North Stars probably dominated that period. You saw there was a lot of passes that kind of went off and from the North Stars and didn't make it to where they wanted to, which is when the Ice would gain a bit of momentum and start to move with the puck. Mm-hmm. But I'd say generally the North Stars looked much more succinct. They looked like they had a bit more purpose, especially offensively when they got into the zone. They knew where they wanted to go, where the players needed to be, whereas we didn't really get to see the Ice have that opportunity just because they got shut down so early.
Well, I do believe the Ice are missing a lot of players.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for them tonight because the North Stars are pretty much at full strength. So, honestly, North Stars should be dominating play, and they are, although I don't think they're playing that well yet. Like, a lot of excessively long passes, some lost possession, a couple of mistakes. What they have done really nicely is box out Ice.
Yeah.
There's been very few good shots.
It's nearly
no good shots.
It's nearly a swap from yesterday where we saw a lot of the Bears had a lot of power in our defensive zone and they spent a lot of time in there compared to today where they can't. The defense have really lifted and improved, but we saw offensively it kind of drop a little bit, and it could be that they were really pushed to play hard yesterday. That the game was intense and it was high speed, and the Bears made them play their game.
Yeah, I think it demanded a lot of the players, and they had to come back from 3-0 down. That's not easy against a team that was in the final last year.
Yeah. So whether hopefully they'll pick it back up and play like they did yesterday, because you don't want a 2-0 lead.
No.
Is not a safe lead.
No. We saw that last night with the other way around, didn't we?
It just changes in seconds.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see the North Stars lift in the second and push harder, because you don't want to give them any space to breathe.
Yeah, I'd like to see better supporting the play coming up the ice. They're doing a good job of boxing out Ice. For the Ice to improve, they need to start, I guess, the same sort of thing. Their breakouts need to be cleaner. They need to move up more as a team and better position with one another. When they have got kind of penetration Newcastle in, often it's been a rush from just one player.
And more movement on the ice as well. Like you see the guys, they're looking for passes, but they're often marked, which is why they're losing it so quickly. Yep. So more movement, more awareness of where you can stand, where you're not marked, and just keeping that moving, because that's a big thing. You want to have the speed, because these guys, all of these players out here are smart enough to know how to stop someone.
Yes.
It's just you've got to be faster than them to get away from them, essentially.
Yeah, I think for the Ice, they're going to have to use really well the resources they have. So they're going to have to skate hard. They're going to take away the space in North Stars, and they've got to be wary. They've got to clear the area around the net.
Yeah.
Sammy Benga has already scored 2 goals tonight.
Yeah.
And he scored 2 last night, and all of them are really close to the net.
Yeah.
It was what Gary said to me when he was talking about bringing him back. He said the guy around the net is just awesome.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that, and he's producing. He keeps this up, he's going to be one of the top scorers in the league again. Newcastle didn't have that last year.
Yeah.
It was one of the first years ever where they didn't have a scorer in the top 5 or 10.
Yeah.
So it could be Sammy Benga this year.
It could be.
Yeah.
And I think we see that coming out of the new imports as well. And they're currently, like, you've got Goodbye and Drolet separated at the moment on different lines majority of the time.
Yeah.
But if they end up going together, we saw them, like, previously with the stats, you've seen they've played together and have excelled scoring in that kind of environment.
Yes, they
and
did get chucked in together there at the end.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference, especially early on, to have a bit of time where your familiar players are amongst each other.
Yeah, I do like what JFK Coach John Kennedy's doing with these lines, is stretching them out instead of loading them all up. It also is better for the other players, develop the other players. And when you've got that ability, when you've got enough depth to do that, then absolutely. And if you have to, then you can load them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you get behind and you need to throw the dice, you
Yeah.
can do that. But it's great to see that that he's stretching out those lines. He's giving those other guys an opportunity. Guys like Jaden Ryan, guys like Hamish Powell, guys like Tim Stangen. Tim got a goal last night,
Yeah.
so it can work.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that will do us for the first period. So the North Stars 2 lead the Melbourne Ice 0. After the first period, Hunter Ice Skating Stadium will be back probably around about 12 minutes for the second period here, and we'll catch you then.
Thanks, bye.
Skating Stadium. This is very nice hockey league game. Newcastle North Stars are the host, leading the Melbourne Ice, visiting 2-0. Peter Lambert here with Lucy Bourne.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back, everyone, to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. This is very nice hockey league game. Newcastle North Stars are the host, and they're leading the Melbourne Ice 2-0. Peter Lambert here with Lucy Bourne. And we're seeing an interesting game. We've got full strength North Stars, really full strength. We're missing Matt Lindsay, one of our Australian defensemen. And ISO are missing quite a few, so they're struggling to keep up. Falling 2 goals behind at the moment.
Yeah.
What can they do?
I would say offensively to push a little bit more position, find those open spaces, and capitalise on any weaknesses the North Stars have. The weaker side of defence, push through that side, get someone maybe like starting to break out as soon as they gain possession, because most of the defence are reasonably strong enough to keep it in the zone. So we'll see whether they start to whether they can start to kind of capitalise on any weaknesses the North Stars show and sit someone a little bit further back to, for lack of a better word, cherry pick.
Well, we've seen lots of attempts at the long pass. Andres Mark with the puck right now. It's been kind of their downfall, so yeah, it is a risky play, but sometimes when you're down, you've got to go with the risky game. In Newcastle into the Melbourne Ice zone, backhand 10, short, right there on the doorstep, and a great save by Downey early here in this second period. In the first 30 seconds there, Andres Mark taking care of Schwartz. Goodbye steals the puck with the help of Smark, and now it's Banger up the left wing. Cross ice pass. Not through, and Melbourne Ice gain possession in their own end. Up ice now, long pass, it's off the skate, and Dane Davis out to pick it off. He gets it around, Flanagan. Smark can't get it out of the zone, he's going to get some help from Ferrari. And Goodbye has to help out because we've got 2 D loaded up on one side at the moment. That was cut off by the body of Austin McKenzie, and Andre Smark's pass. He'll get it back and does a nice billiard shot off the half boards. Goodbye into the zone. Goes cross ice. Quick shot. It was down low. It wasn't great because I think it had a stick on it, but still was difficult for Downey. Off his knees. Can't get it away to Banger, and so the Melbourne Ice come back with some speed. Nice pass, but couldn't get away there. That was Bremner. Streaking in on the left side of Davis's net. Well, his left. Ice in their own end. Newcastle moving the puck. Hamish Powell has it right now. Trying to get it up in front or out to the point, but Melbourne Ice doing a good job of tying it down. It's out to the point. Paddy Ward with the puck. Ties a snapshot. And it's gone wide of the net. Puck is frozen. Newcastle get control. It didn't go in. The crowd behind thought it went in. It was on the outside of the net.
I thought it went in too, but that was what happened when you're on the other side of the ice.
I wasn't going up too early tonight. I did that last night and embarrassed myself. Picked up by the ice in North Stars end, but right now it's Malloy with the puck. Gets it to Tesserick. Long pass gets interfered with by Melbourne Ice. They can't gather it cleanly either. We've seen a fair bit of this tonight. I think both teams still getting in their groove in this second weekend of the season. First for the North Stars. We've got Naden's stick being grabbed by Pansino. Naden wasn't happy with that. He's got a bit of extra speed now. He's a bit frustrated. Kept in the zone there by Ferrari. Gets a pass across, shot on net. And it's saved by Downey. I think it's turned it aside or it's gone behind the net now to be picked up. Battling for the puck. Melbourne Ice have it. Stolen away there by Menwaring. Shot towards the net or attempted pass, and it's behind the net for Melbourne Ice to gather. Into the zone. They'll chip it and chase it. That's Robert Clark. I had a correction to make as well. James Downey didn't play for Ice Dogs, he played for the Bears, so thanks to Stella from the Bears for correcting me on that one. So he was playing as a junior for the Bears. He was their backup and had a couple of great games actually for the Bears before he moved to Melbourne.
I think he's really kind of their saving grace today for the Ice.
He's got him out of a few.
Yeah, I know there hasn't. So a lot of the rebounds that are coming off, because they're long rebounds, it's giving the Ice opportunities to get it out, except otherwise they're really struggling to break it out and to get it out of the zone.
Nice passing back and forth there between Ward and Malloy. Newcastle now into Ice zone, but some good defence has upset Jaden Ryan's carry. Chance in front, but it's loose. It picked up by Downey and he saves Melbourne Ice. Oh, we had a bit of pushing happening around the net.
It always looks so traumatic when someone falls over. But then you think about the fact that they're on ice skates and they're really not made to be pushed on.
Well, when your feet are kind of held but your body moves, there's not much you can do about it.
And they're heavy guys, they fall hard. We have someone going
I think we will have a penalty. There's hardly been... There's been one penalty so far, I think. Melbourne Ice had one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Drolet?
I think so. Yes, Francis Drolet, number 17, into the box. So we've got a 2-minute power play. This is what Melbourne Ice need. They need to execute here to get back into this.
We did see last year with a lot of... there were quite a few penalties for the North Stars last year. And there was, I wouldn't say silly stuff, but a lot of penalties that we had last year. So the power play, the penalty kill line was actually really strong. So whether they've kept it the same this year, you had Pat Naden and Liam Manwaring out there, which I can't see this time, but they were just powerhouses. They didn't stop skating for the entire 2 minutes. Every penalty kill I saw them on.
Let's see how they go. This is a big opportunity for Melbourne Ice right now. So carrying the park is Kahu Joyce, I believe. They're a long way from us here in the Coventry booth, so sorry if I get some numbers wrong. Into the zone. Tommy Powell. Drops it behind him and picked off by... That was Tesserick. Downey will get rid of the puck. And Melbourne Ice struggling a little bit to possess the... Newcastle happy to kill time. Paddy Ward has it right now. They actually have more players forward than back, so they're more on the attack than defence at the moment than North Stars. There is an opportunity. Melbourne Ice not putting together a very good power play so far. Stopped by James Downey. That's probably good for Melbourne Ice to collect themselves.
That's because they're not on the power play. They've got someone in the box.
Oh, I missed that. There was one each.
Yeah, I was thinking, why are there four? Why have they only got four
I've got
players
a stanchion blocking the North Stars. I've got a stanchion blocking some of the numbers.
It was me too. I didn't see it either. I think it's because there was pushing back, I would assume. Some kind of roughing.
Well, that makes sense. Back underway. 4 and 4. That does explain why Newcastle's moving it better. They have a pretty good team for 4 and 4. Andre Smark, such a good skater.
I know, I was just watching that.
Yeah,
and it's so incredible.
Manwaring will chase it into the corner. And he's got Carpenter with him. Carpenter wins the battle. And they'll chip it off the boards. And it's streaking in as a Caruana. Great effort there to pick up the puck. And there's a whistle as Mark touches the puck, so that's...
It was this...
Well, I saw an icing call. Was that...
This call. Is that... I don't know
boarding,
what that...
or...
I would say so. Or a late
that's
hit.
The new late hit rule.
I was going to say, I don't recognise that. I didn't actually see where that happened. I missed it.
But that's the... Okay, that's the Newcastle end.
Okay.
So we've got Shane Southwood in the box. 2 minutes for the late hit. New rule.
I think North Stars have got too many guys on as well. There we go.
Yes, they do. It should be 4 and 3 with those other penalties carried. They have to sort out the penalties on the board because they've accidentally scrubbed the original penalty. That was coincidental. So there'll be 2 players in there for 40 more seconds, but Southwood, and he's got the 2 minutes for the new late hit rule.
Those all 3 North Stars that are out right now are pretty strong players, though.
Yes. I'd be pretty happy with that.
I would imagine that they would predominantly be okay. We've got Bert waving up at Asmara, I'd assume, from down on the ice. waving his stick around.
Back underway. Melbourne Ice, they've got a 4-3. Often people like the 4-3 for scoring. It does tend to generate some points. So let's see what we've got. We've got Schwartz with the puck. Goes to the circle. Malloy watching him. Down low now, I think, is that Caruana at 9? Yes, up to the point, to Schwartz again. Shot on net and it goes wide. Powell is the man in front of the net. Number 12. To the blue line. Shot on net, saved by Davis, is loose and picked off there by Smark. He's going to skate out himself. He gets the pass away to Malloy. He does play some forward as well as D. Played quite a lot of forward in the Ice Dogs. Has played some forward for the North Stars as well. Well, traditionally he's a defenseman. But for a 4-3, they did a pretty good job there.
Back to a 5-on-4
5-on-4 now, yeah, for a 1:03 left of that. 8:33 left in this period. Melbourne Ice. Chance blocked there by the foot of Ward. Shot on net, and a great shot, but just wide of Davis's net. He did stick an arm out, but it was too wide to catch anyway. It was going to hit. Tesrick. Back and forth, looking for a space. He takes a shot, but Downey had it covered. It's gone wide. Melbourne Ice now. Getting some numbers coming in. Stops up to the man at the high slot. Schwartz, quick shot, and Davis is in position and makes a save. Schwartz moves it into the slot and takes a shot. It's blocked there by Drolet. They can't get it out though. Caruana pressure on Paddy Ward. Long pass on the stick. Quick shot and a save by Downey, flashing the glove. 7:40 left in the second period.
The North Stars are giving me glimpses of what I wanted to see with that extra push and more and really hunger for the puck, but I still think there's more to give.
I do believe, I think they can improve too. For those listening, not watching, it's 2-0. North Stars scoring 2 in the first period, 1 late in the period then, in the last couple of minutes. Both goals scored by Semi Banker, who also got 2 last night, so he's having a great start of the season.
See a bit of lax defense from Dave Ferrari as well, a little bit more relaxed than I feel comfortable with.
See how they go. Into the zone come the Ice, looking inside. Right through the crease, Davis does the splits. Newcastle carrying it forward. Pass to Banga. Quick shot on net. Downey turns it aside and freezes the puck. 7:19 left in the second.
I think they know the lines to really watch out for now, the Ice. I think they've probably lined up some of their stronger players with some of the stronger lines.
A bit of matching is this. Brad Vagron is a very crafty coach.
Yeah,
you know what he's doing.
Especially when you have guys out there like Banger and Drolet, like you want to have defense out there that can push them out and not let them near the net.
We'll talk about the new rule for the goalie stuff as well in a minute, Lucy. We explained that a bit last night for those who weren't listening in. Battling down low in Newcastle's end. This has been the second period. Paddy Ward giving McKenzie a bit. Good battle for the puck. Won eventually by Newcastle. Manwaring with it, though he's going to have to get it away.
And a penalty for the Ice that looks a bit.
Smark. I'm going to load the puck because we've got a delayed call of penalty on the Melbourne Ice. Newcastle at the moment can't organise a breakout. They're getting it together now. Smark goes behind the net as there's some forecheck pressure there from Flanagan. Smark to Gabai with some speed. Gets around a player. Chips it forward for himself. Newcastle carrying him with and a stopper play. So we will get that penalty now. Melbourne Ice on the penalty kill for 2 minutes. There's 6:25 left in the second, and it's a 2-0 lead for the North Stars.
For slashing by the looks of it on number 81, so McKenzie.
McKenzie in for 2 minutes of shame.
Yeah, in the box. Really, I didn't see that though. I'm going to be honest. I didn't see where it came from.
I didn't see it. No. Back underway. Davis waits. Careful about it, dispatching the puck. Making sure he had some help and that the Ice player was committed. It's Mark with the puck. Beautiful pass, gets it up ice, but trapped at the blue line, so Goodbye needs some space. He'll send it to the other side for Drolet on the right wing. He's got Malloy on the point for him. Malloy now with the puck. Walks the blue line to the top of the umbrella. Shot on net by Drolet. Saved by Downey. It's loose and wide of the net. Drolet again. To Malloy. Shot. And a save by James Downey. 5:38 left in the second.
So with the goalie rule, so it's actually always been the rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really being enforced this year. So the whole thing is about not letting the goalie reach out from the crease to cover it and bring it back to freeze it, or to freeze it when there aren't players coming towards them.
Right. So if there's no players from the opposition team around them, they do have to play the puck.
Yeah. And it encourages the game to keep on moving, but we'll see whether it also encourages players to crash the net possibly too hard.
We've also had changes to the face-off to speed up the game a bit. We'll talk about that in a minute. Newcastle on the power play. Big shot on net. It's blocked and out of the zone, so some relief for Melbourne Ice. They've got 48 seconds yet to kill. It's Mark. Hands it off. It's off the shin pad and Drolet. Pardon me, that's Goodbye. We'll pick it up. Goodbye, quick shot on net. Snapshot and cleared. But Mark will get it at the blue line. Keeps it in the zone. Cross eyes, quick shot. Tries the 1-2-3 to Banga, but doesn't connect to that last pass. Melbourne Ice stick in the way. Active sticks. Scooping towards the park. Chance again. Newcastle Malone with the shot. Saved by Downey. Still 2-0.
Big pushes in front of the net. Every time Downey covers that puck, someone is being pushed out from the slot, even if they're just standing there. I suppose you want to protect your goalie, but it seems a little bit penalty drawing to constantly push players that stand there. I understand being a defense and having my dad as my goalie. Yeah. I'm very protective and I push people out of the way if they're slashing, but it seems a little bit over the top to slam anyone who's standing there.
Paddy Ward with a slapper. Oh, I wouldn't want to get in front of that. He hits him hard. Christian Pansino is a brave man. Southwood shakes off a body check. Melbourne Ice boxing out the North Stars pretty well at the moment. They're trying to get it in front to Banga, who's very dangerous, as we've seen in front of the net. Banga in front of the net right now. Screening, getting a bit from the defenseman. It's loose. Saved by Downey. No, it wasn't. It was Naden, not Banga.
And now see why they're pushing them in front of the net.
Yeah, well, there's some cross-checking going on.
Yeah. The way the Ice have just played just then defensively, it looked like they were on a penalty kill, but there were really just kind of 5 of them in front of the net, which can be good or bad if your goalie can't see.
Yeah, well then you've got the screening problem.
Yeah, and you've got people getting claustrophobic and freaking out when a puck comes towards them, and you don't know who's going to get it because you're all out of position essentially.
Doors haven't opened as yet. I think we'll get out of that without any penalties. We can all be friends. 4:08 left in the second period. It's a 2-0 lead for the North Stars for those listening in. To the blue line. Malloy walks the blue line, takes a shot, and turned aside there by Malloy's pad. Pardon me, not Malloy, by Downey's pads. Ice into the zone. Nice move by Schwartz. He has to gather himself though. Bumped off the puck by Tesserick to Carpenter on the half boards. Forced out by Tesserick. Always skates hard. Cross eyes pass, nice chance. Saved by Downey. Drolet in the back door. Just too much angle for him. Puck loose, picked up there. Across to Ward. And Newcastle back on the attack. Now it's Tesserick again. Comes across. Unloads to Stanger, who got a goal last night. Shot is wide. Ferrari pushes it down to Tesserick, number 55. They get it in front, but it's picked off by the Melbourne Ice. Had superior numbers in front of their net. Puck bouncing around. Smark. Saved by Davis. Drolet will skate it forward. Caruana heading to the bench. Drolet hands it off. Gathers quick shot and a save by Downey in position. 2:53 left in the second.
That line of forwards is is the line that's really showing us how North Stars need to play. They're fast, they're getting shots on, and they're constantly moving the puck.
I think the Australian line has been really good tonight too.
Yeah.
Pat and Aiden been right in there.
Yeah, definitely.
And wearing out the ice. They've got a shorter bench this game. They had a tough game against Melbourne against the Ice Dogs last night. Back underway, Melbourne Ice carrying the puck into Newcastle zone. They're offside. That's frustrating.
It's hard to recover from an away loss, especially when you're not coming up against the same team again. I think it can kind of stunt your momentum a bit, and it's going to be different this year. I would say there's a lot more double headers that are split between locations that we haven't seen as much of previously.
They're trying to do that, yeah.
Yeah. So whether that kind of tires the players and is
it is more tiring.
Yeah, and it hits you hard to not be able to, when you finish a game, to kind of go back and get a good rest, or to have to essentially travel the morning of a game.
Newcastle unable to keep the puck in the zone just then. Sneaky backhand move by Smart, but Ice nearly stole it. Great work there by Austin McKenzie to steal the puck and keep it in Newcastle's end. Drolet working against Bremner. Banger off the boards, will get it himself with a burst of speed. He's got on his inside Kachiak. Quick shot, tries the back door, can't get it past Downey. Malloy tries a one-timer, but it's scooped up, and the rebound doesn't get past Downey either. In the last 2 minutes now, Bremner only partially gets past Malloy, tags him. Malloy takes the puck himself into the zone. Goes wide, tries a wide shot, gets behind the net, but he was looking for a change anyway. Melbourne Ice carrying the puck. Good pass into Newcastle zone. Quick shot on net. Saved by Davis with a glove. Paddy Ward and Pansino practicing judo grips there.
Yeah. There's a lot of attitude out there.
It's like when I was doing judo, you had to grab the can't even say it, judogi. You had to get the grip.
Yeah.
When you're starting your bout.
I would say the way that I'm seeing Banger skate this year has improved so much from last year. We saw some really great scoring from him, but in terms of actually being the playmaker, you didn't get to see a whole lot of it, whether he just didn't get the chance to because he came mid-season. But it seems like he's really stepped up, whether it's the A or the fact he's here from the start.
I'm not sure. I think it's commitment and knowing what he's playing.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. Ice with the puck. We've got down to 1:20 left in this second period. Pardon me. Still a 2-0 lead, so no goals in this period. Been quite a few opportunities, especially North Stars have had lots of shots on Downey. So Semi Banga got a couple of games in the Admirals in the East Coast Hockey League previous season. He went back after playing the North Stars. He didn't play. I think he had studies to finish. He's preparing to, I believe, join the police force in Canada. Yeah. So he was intending to come back here. He did play, I think, a lot of men's league, so just to keep his hockey up, but not East Coast Hockey League. But look, I think he knows what to expect, and he knows the rinks, he knows the players, he knows the game here. It's going to help. Chance here for Gavai. Quick shot, nice save by Downey, and covers up the rebound. 51 seconds left in the second.
As much as Downey's a good goalie, all these shots on are going to start to take their toll. It's tiring mentally and physically to constantly be covering your own rebounds and to just face those hits all through the game. So whether he can come out in the third with the same level of skill he has had this period will be interesting.
It's got to be giving confidence to his team now. He's keeping him in it. He's doing a great job.
Sometimes the team doesn't quite realise until the end that that's what the goalie's been doing, though, so it doesn't actually push them to improve.
Big slap shot there. Trying the back door was Drolet. Drolet just stands him up at the blue line, and we've got a big collision, but no one's hurt. We get underway. Rick West has to duck a puck. It's scooped up there right near his face. 24 seconds remaining in the period. Drolet trying to steal the puck away. He does get it, but we're running out of time. 15, 14 seconds. And it's out of the zone, so it's an opportunity for Melbourne Ice. Newcastle first to it. Gets it to Malloy. Nice pass onto the stick of Gamai. That's out of time, though, and that will wind down the clock. So at the end of the second period, we have the North Stars 2 leading the Melbourne Ice 0 still. So no change in score since the first period. Lucy?
No, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting North Stars to keep their momentum and to really hold on to the dominance that they had in towards the end of the first.
Right.
But it wasn't so much a boring period, but it was a bit meh.
It was an arm wrestle, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there was just a lot of back and forth and times when it was a bit of a silly way to give up the puck.
I think both teams have got room for improvement.
Yeah.
They weren't playing a clean game, but
yeah.
Well, we kind of expect that the first couple of weeks, especially where North Stars had no preseason, really.
Yeah.
They had so many players away. They had their camp as some way to tackle that, but they had several players over in the Australian team. The guys who were in the Australian team kind of had a preseason. Melbourne Ice did have a little preseason tournament with Adelaide and Mustangs. So that was some help, but once again, they had an interrupt, and they're still having an interrupted start to their season. So
yeah, and only having 2 imports, I'm not quite sure what their plan is for imports, or whether there are some that aren't here, or they haven't
not arrived yet. It's often the case when you pick up players, especially from some of the top North American leagues, they often play up until May, whereas the European leagues usually end in April. So because North Stars have got guys out of European leagues, they're already finished.
Yeah.
So the League Magnus and Division 1 already finished. But there's some other leagues, like East Coast Hockey League, the SPHL, that are still running.
Yeah, okay.
And will run for another week or 2.
That's hard to come off to come off a possible final to straight into another season.
Yeah, sure is.
It must be taxing for those guys that go season to season.
Yeah, but look, their life here is pretty easy. As you heard, they mostly surf, hang out. They kill time a lot of the time. So they have
do odd jobs around the rink. You often see them doing some gardening outside and repainting the lines in the car park.
Yeah, that's right. So they'll earn a bit of money just for their own purposes, or food or drink or whatever, entertainment. They'll often do that sort of stuff. They have a good time here. No question. Yeah, they have a lot of free time. So it is they've got 2 practices and maybe 2 games a week, 1 or 2 games a week. Those are on the weekend. So during the week, they have a lot of free time. Yeah. So they have a good time when they're here. So to wrap up that second period, so we've had no goal scored. No, he shoots, he scores in that second period.
No. There was lots of shots on by the North Stars, but Downey played out of his skin, I'd say.
I think he was fantastic,
so aware of all the players that were out there, even if... Because you saw a lot of times the guys were... Like, North Stars were in the slot, uncovered, or were moving in so fast that no one had even seen them.
He had some great lateral movement. He made some great saves side to side. So Newcastle are trying to make him move across the crease like they did with Kimlin last night.
Yeah.
Downey's been really good.
I would say that he would be up there with like some of the best goalies in the league from the way you see him play today.
From the way he played tonight?
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
And to have a younger goalie really step up to that next level, and because it's hard because you don't have a whole lot of goalie coaching in Australia.
Yes.
You have only a few people who can really push and improve skills, but there's so much of your own style in being a goalie that even being coached by a better goalie may not match who they're training.
Yeah.
So, and for coaches to know how to even train how to train a goalie. Like I did my coaching course not that long ago, my refresher, and there was a big focus on how do you train goalies.
Yeah.
You can't just shoot pucks at them all training. It doesn't help them.
No.
So you've got to focus on them. You've got to give them things to do. You've got to improve their movement in the net and actually intentionally train them.
Yep.
Which we only really see coming into play recently, and more awareness of, like, because the league is getting better, skill isn't just plain skill, doesn't cut it anymore.
No, you need a method, you need technique.
And you need to be improving every single year.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, well, we might see what's going on with the other games in the break, but we'll be back around about a dozen minutes for the second period. So here at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium, we've got the Newcastle North Stars as hosts. They're leading 2-0 over the Melbourne Ice visitors. Exciting game. It will be an exciting third period. We've got 20 minutes period coming up. Possibility of overtime if the scores are equal. They haven't seen one yet in the AHL this season, so it could be OT. It's 3-on-3 if it happens. It'll be very exciting if it happens. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to try and jinx anything.
Yeah. I don't want any goals to happen for the Ice, but we all want to see an overtime.
I'm actually looking forward to an overtime. So it could be worse. Yeah, for sure. All right, so we'll catch you guys back in a dozen minutes. We'll be back soon for the third and final period here at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. We'll catch you then.
Thanks. Bye.
everyone, welcome back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the third and final period at Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. We have the Newcastle North Stars leading the Melbourne Ice 2-0 after 2 periods, Lucy.
Yeah, so I kind of expected more out of the second, except the Ice definitely must have stepped up. Because I didn't see the North Stars really back off at all. I expected them to push forward.
Yep.
So the Ice have stepped up. They've improved on what they were lacking before. But to pick up these 2 goals from how Dane's been playing and how the defense has been playing for the North Stars, it's going to be quite difficult for them.
Yep.
Other disadvantage, Dane hasn't had a lot of quality shots on him. So whether he's a bit cold, and those shots can kind of come out of nowhere sometimes. So whether that'll come to bite him will be one thing we'll see.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a solid defense for North Stars, and they should. They've got a full squad. They've got a good team. So we should be seeing good defense from them. They've been boxing out Ice. They haven't had much quality shots, but also James Downey's been a huge difference maker.
Oh yeah, he's playing an incredible game, especially with lots of pressure in front of the net.
Ice have possession right now. Long pass from Flanagan. It's off a player. Loose, picked up in neutral ice. Backhand, shot on net. Downey makes a save, goes around the net banger, and the net's... No, is the net off? I think it is, yep. And stop a play with just 33 seconds gone in the third period.
So some quick shout-outs from... We've seen some tweets. We're liking people tuning into the live stream. We've got Mickey, one of our loyal media team crew, who's currently overseas watching us. My brother Connor is watching from Queensland. We love you guys tuning in. Mention us in your stories and your tweets.
We can take it.
I like a bit of banter. Please don't be too mean, though.
Yeah. To the blue line. North Stars fire on net, saved by Downey with the pad. North Stars keep it in the zone. No, it's out. Tay Ferrari has trouble holding it in, and we've got help from Jaden Ryan. Good forecheck from Ice, but North Stars currently with possession. So we've got just about 1 minute gone out of this 20-minute period, and they're offside, so a stop a play.
Dang. I'd love to see Smark really continue with the puck. I think he's quite cautious that he doesn't want to step too far out of position, it seems, because we're quite early on.
Ferrari behind, yep.
Yeah. So for when he gets a bit more comfortable and when someone steps back to cover him, I think he could be quite dangerous with a good shot. We've seen him gain a lot of speed in the offensive zone and have no fear to skate up to the net and really take that good shot. So hopefully we get to see it soon.
All right, North Stars with possession, chance in front, backhand, saved by Downey. He's covered up.
So
Hamish Powell calling for a bit. I don't think he's going to get that one.
No, he's more saying the puck was still in play.
Was still in the play, okay.
Yeah, it was just the positioning, and you can't risk having people in there possibly slashing a goalie or getting someone hurt, especially when they're dropped. That's the big thing with goalies. When they've dropped down and people continue to slash, it really puts them at risk with head injuries, wrist injuries.
Gets this nice save there, Downey.
Ooh. I don't think that was too intentional. It was kind of a consequence of having...
I think Carpenter might have stood on the stick, actually.
It's a consequence of Hamish being pretty built.
He is.
And having a lot of power.
Yeah, he's a strong guy.
It was a good save by Downing, though.
Beauty. Yeah, he's been a real bonus for Melbourne Ice tonight. Lazzarotto will take the face-off against Goodbye. To the point. Quick shot on net from the top of the circle by Tesseric, and it's gone wide. He's upended, but he's called for the puck now. It's loose in front. Shot saved by Danny off the reflection. Tesseric got a touch on it. Battle with Joyce. Get some help now from Hamish Powell. Okay, Carpenter will carry the puck out for Melbourne Ice. He's got lots of pressure. He needs some help here, guys. They pass it up out of the zone, back into the zone. They've lost the puck. Goodbye, looking inside. Got no one there. He's going to pass it off soon. It's loose. And Melbourne Ice not able to gather it well at the moment. They do now. Schwartz. And puck is loose for Andre Smark to go back. He's going to have to foot race with Bremner. Bremner gets there first. Pinned by Smark. Paddy Ward picks up his stick. Going to need that. Into the neutral ice. Melbourne Ice regarded the puck. Skating it in now. Sam Hoddick and Is that an offside? Stop a play. Anyway, 17:32 left in the third. Still a 2-0 lead for the North Stars.
Speaking of playing without a stick, I still remember learning to play ice hockey and Joe Terrio being one of the coaches that we had at the rink, and he would make the beginners play soccer with their skates. So it was pretty dangerous, just in hindsight.
Yeah.
But it was fun, especially when you can't skate yet.
Yeah. Tough love.
You've got to get tough to play hockey.
Loosed up, puck pushed away there by Schmark and was cleared. And I think Melbourne Ice are doing quite good at taking away time and space from Newcastle so far in this third period. Off a stick. Newcastle scoop it out, but once again it's gone straight to Melbourne Ice. It's Couture there. I think it's actually Couture. Newcastle trying to work their way through. That was Drolet. Too many defenders. Quick shot on net, and it's turned aside with a blocker by Davis into the corner. Bit of an arm wrestle continues. We've seen this since the first period. Through neutral ice with a burst of speed, Simon Banger. He's beaten to the puck by Joyce and Schwartz. Joyce will get the puck. And Schwartz takes the man. Puck is loose. Chance here for Banger. He gets a stick on it. Gets it to Jane Ryan. Can't connect with Drolet, who is coming into the slot. Drolet backhands it, saved by Downey. Drolet hitting the net, and it's off the moorings. We've got to stop the play. 15:55 left in the game. It's still 2-0.
I think it's important to acknowledge that this is the Dane Davis that we know. This is him playing the way that we've seen him play previously, consistently having good rebounds. I think nearly every rebound I've seen from him has gone towards the corner, and defense have been right there to pick it back up, and it's good to see him back in his swing again after yesterday.
Backhand away. Backhand shot from Malloy. It's off a skate. Doesn't get through. Loose in front, but both on the backhands. Can't get it through the defence, and Downey. Lundgren off the boards, kept in by Malloy at the point. Kasaric waiting for it down low. He's got some players in front. Tim Stanger and Dominic Goodbye. Stanger. Ice win the puck. Pass on the stick of Bremner. Chipped away from him. Ice regain. Lundgren. McKenzie. Fans in the first pass. Now he gets it away. Down to 15 minutes left in the third period. Still 2-0 lead for the North Stars. Off the boards. Newcastle trying to break out of their own zone. And it's become a little static at the moment, Lucy.
Yeah. A lot of people, it's kind of that odd lull you have in a 20-minute period around that 15-minute to the 10-minute mark.
When there's not a lot of goals been happening.
Yeah, and I feel like it puts a lot of players off because you're not quite in that final push to defend or attack.
Yeah, when you raise the urgency and you start to get people take chances.
Yeah. And you see a lot of leagues that have brought in 20-minute periods. As much as people think it could improve the game, I would argue that it possibly just slows down the game. You've got a succinct, fast 15-minute period, or an awkwardly drawn out, for most teams, 20-minute period.
It really depends on depth of lines as well. You've got to have 4 good lines really to have that dynamic sort of 20 minutes of action.
Yeah. So I wouldn't see it really improving. I wouldn't see it improving this league to have 320s at the moment, just because, and to keep fans really involved as well. It can put a barrier in for people who are new to the sport or are still getting to learn ice hockey.
That has been recognised, yeah. It's hard to have fans new to the sport sit down for 3 hours for as opposed to 2 1/4.
Especially when you have the same entertainment that you have in overseas games in America, where you have like the NHL, you have that real entertainment sense.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot more happening off the ice.
Yeah.
Then Waring with the puck. Bounces off Kachia. Gets it to the point. But it's won by he gets a pass. He's got a bit of foot speed. Takes a shot. It's wide of the net. Davis haven't seen a lot of shots lately as a stopper player. It's out of play with 13:53 left in the third.
I think Smart does a really good job of pushing players wide as well. It's definitely something we've noticed from him where if they're on his side, they can't get that break to get through him. He's lined them up and he doesn't give them the opportunity to get through, which means if he slows down, if they slow down, which takes a really good D to be able to read that play.
He's one of those. Melbourne Ice with the puck off the face-off. Carry it now is Carpenter. Gets a pass away to Joyce. He'll bank it off the glass and into Newcastle zone. Malloy first to it. He's got some traffic though and pinned in the corner. Get some help from Drolet. Around it goes, reverse. Newcastle breaking out. Oh, we're going to try the white wing. We're going to be off icing here. No, not called. It's waved off. Ice were there first already. Carpenter around the boards. Maybe can't cut it off the pass, but Newcastle have it in their own end. Newcastle now into the zone. Chance here. Paddy Ward. Shot on net. Saved by Downey with the paddle. Melbourne Ice carry it up. Schwartz. Nice move. Can't get him. Can't go through.
Someone skated into the North Star.
A bit of collision off puck there. Off the puck on the other side of the ice. Drolet waits up. Hands it off to Banga. Tries a move. Gets it in front. Stuff scores! What a goal! Sammy Banga hat-trick.
That was awesome. I was just thinking, if only he could get closer to the net, he has the ability to get the goal.
I just wonder if the teams are feeling like we were, that it was getting a little static, a little dull, and they just kind of watched as he drove the net. I mean, went down below the red line. I'm going all the way to the net and scored. 5-hole.
So I think he's had 2 goals and 1 assist, is it?
No, it's 3 goals.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was a hat-trick.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. Downey's calling out for something here. It was not spotted, so he's going to continue.
Could be fixing up his gear, possibly.
It might have just been gear. Yeah, he might have just been trying to shake down his padding. It's along the boards. Doesn't go out of play, though. Melbourne Ice keep it in North Star zone. Newcastle now get a quick bump up and get it into Melbourne Ice zone. No, it's off a stick and back it goes. This time Austin McKenzie will carry it in. Hands it off. Good errant pass there. And Schmark can't get it away to Sarek, which was the plan. Long pass, and it's going to get out of North Star's zone, and Melbourne Ice will need to get back on side. Stolen puck, driving to the net now, shot by goodbye, and it's a save by Downey. Still 3-0. Kept in the zone by Newcastle, and goodbye will circle back to have another go. Hamish Powell helping out there.
If only he had that on net, that would have been a very
pretty good
dangerous
opportunity. Sarek to the point. Shot on net and a save by Downey with a glove. Dave Ferrari heading back to get the puck. And he's got Jonathan Bremner keeping him honest there. Off the boards and close to the linesman there from Flanagan. Desaric circles around. Ferrari to Manwaring. Carpenter fires it in. It's gloved down by the North Stars, so we'll bring it forward. Manwaring battles in the corner and loses the puck, and I think we got a penalty out of that.
For high sticking.
Oh, I see. Okay. I didn't see who on that, but it might have been Liam.
By the looks of it was Ice. Saying it's in their zone.
So Trelay's got a couple of assists tonight as well. Lehman Waring down low. Calling for it is Paddy Ward at the top. Oh, he hasn't got a good touch on it. A chance for Melbourne Ice. Away to the races is Pensino. Takes a quick shot on net and it's gone wide. Battle for the puck and an awkward fall there for a couple of players at the Zamboni doors. Chance for Joyce.
Dangerous.
It is part of the, kind of the worst spot for this ice here. Is probably one of the best in the country. It's definitely the coldest and hardest ice in the country. But around the Zambadati doors is its weak spot. Gets a bit chopped up and get leftover ice in the Zamboni. Nearly at the halfway point in the third period. It's now a 3-0 lead for the North Stars. Just the one goal scored since the first period by the North Stars, of course. Picked up in the corner by Powell. It's gone out of the zone, though, so Melbourne Eyes come back to get it. Kahu Joyce has it. He waits, he looks. A long pass over the stick of Mackenzie Caruana. North Stars will try the right wing. It's not a good pass, and it's cut off by Schwartz. Now Katia. Schwartz. Melbourne Ice getting organised in the neutral zone. Off a clash of sticks there, and we've got a stopper play with 9:49 left in the third.
So something else that's really cool this season with our media team and the hard work that our producer Michael Smith does, he's created some Instagram stickers.
Oh yes,
so
they've been huge.
They're quite funny.
Yeah.
And for anyone to use them, you just go into your Instagram stories, take a picture, and you can search for North Stars or Newcastle North Stars amongst the stickers. And
Time out, Lucy.
Oh, time out for the Melbourne Ice. And there's something you can add to your photos. Check them out. They're pretty funny. The guys definitely show a bit of their personality in them.
Yeah, they sure do. Well, they were told to, they're trying to create basically memes or emotes.
Yeah.
So they were told, look, can you do Blue Steel for me? Can you do...
Oh, no, they didn't even get asked to do Blue Steel.
Okay.
I was standing there and I'm like, you've just got to think of something funny. And they're like, oh, okay.
All right,
and Francis really pulled it out of the hat for me with the Blue Steel. I was very impressed.
It looks more like a pout.
Yeah.
He just cracks up at himself. It's hilarious.
The best part of Blue Steel is the pout, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So, because I'm not experienced, I've kind of started using Instagram a lot only in the last few months. And I've never really liked stories. I've always just done more the feed, but stickers have got me in the stories.
Yeah.
Now. So I'm on board. Yeah. Back underway, Newcastle have the puck. We're in the last half of this final period. Only 3 periods in ice hockey. Don't want to have to wait for the Zamboni to clean the ice 3 times, is why. 2 times is enough. And that doesn't happen, by the way, if there's an overtime. There's no ice clean. So another part of the rule. Shot on net. Easy save for Downey with the paddle. Caruana carries the puck. Nice move to get around Drolet. That's a guy playing very high level of hockey, and he just undressed him. Very nicely done.
And it's hard because you have players, some of these Melbourne Ice players, they know how to change their tempo really well. They'll kind of start off at a lower tempo and really pick it up when they get towards a play to put them off.
Yep.
Because you saw Drolet there, he was stagnant. Like if he was moving, he would have had a better chance to stop him.
Yeah.
But the ice player knew that.
He was protecting the blue line.
If I push hard, I can get past.
Goodbye. Pass. Cut off by Flanagan. Nice defensive move with a busy stick there. Could stop the pass to Stanger. Tesserick now. He's got Goodbye in front of the net. Tries to redirect. Scores! Dominic Goodbye gets one. They'll have to help him off the ice. Too much pressure down low there for Downey, who has had a fantastic game. So he's probably not feeling the best, but he has had a courageous game.
I would be really interested to see how many shots on he's had, because I think that's pretty exceptional to play the way he has. I think these North Stars lines are really working for them. We haven't seen a lot of changes from yesterday's game, but we have seen some phenomenal gameplay, and we've seen guys excel that we previously haven't seen the best that they have to give.
Yeah, I like these blended lines.
Yeah, amongst players that push them harder and give them really good opportunities with passes, and it makes a huge difference.
Just a second to play there. So that was just under 9 minutes left. So it's now a 4-0 lead for the North Stars. So just good hockey sense. Goodbye being in the right place. Gets the rebound and puts it in. Battle for the puck at the blue line. I think there's a bit of push and shove.
There's more than a battle for the puck.
Yeah, there's going to be a battle for some hits here. I think it's that
Paddy Ward and Joyce.
Well, Kahu Joyce, Kiwi, he loves to mix it up a bit.
I think that's pretty good of Paddy. He didn't punch back. From what I saw at least, there was very little retaliation.
He's a man who could do it. He's definitely a man who could opt to go ahead with it.
I wouldn't want to be on the other side of him, but I think that shows some real discipline in a player to know when it's worth fighting.
Yep.
And you don't want to lose this lead. You don't want to let your team down, and to let another player pull your helmet off.
Yeah.
He must have really been okay with it. And he's a senior player. I think that's what you get with some senior guys as well, which is the good thing about getting like Richie and Paddy and Tommy, that they know when to push it and they know when to let it go. And of course you want to stick up for yourself if you need to, but yeah.
So Robert Malloy is in the box.
I would say that would be from the second scuffle that was happening in the back.
Yeah, there was an extracurricular behind. And I think we're going to have maybe two.
Three. Two.
Well, one might be.
Oh yeah,
there's no captain over there.
So
Lazaretto, unless he's wearing an A. I think we're going to have Joyce being the first one.
Oh, Paddy got sent off.
Yeah, I've often found it doesn't matter if you don't fight, you get called anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's half the reason why guys say, what the hell.
Yeah. I think that there's a little bit of confusion about why that actually ended up happening. But you hear the fans in the background kind of yelling out a little bit out of confusion or frustration. But it's awesome to have fan involvement, and without having all these guys here, it wouldn't be the same experience that we have at the moment.
So I have had people ask me during the week if Marty Moose is here. He's definitely here. He's here and rocking the place tonight. So good on you, Marty.
It's super secret. He's currently out of the head.
He is he's always a moose. He's always a moose. And he brings a lot of life to the place. So thank you, Marty. You're pretty awesome. I know he can't talk because he's got a big head, but yeah, he's a good member of our team.
I did miss the little Zamboni. That was something I really enjoyed. The Zambino, that's it.
Is the Zambino around? Oh, coming up. Maybe it's in the Zambino shop. And it's getting a bit of Zambino.
I want to see some wheelie, some things going on, some special tricks.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to learn Auslan so that Marty and I can talk.
Yeah.
But he's only got a couple of fingers.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that would really help.
Yeah.
It's more pointing and gesture.
And grunting.
Yeah.
Mostly grunting. So.
It's a fair bit of talk.
Oh, we've got some penalties coming up.
Yeah.
Brett Malloy for Newcastle.
It's got a roughing call.
Paddy Ward. A 2+2 for.
That's rough.
Yeah, well. The crowd not happy with that. So Joyce also get 2+2. Randler's out. So it looks like a wash. That's fine. Let's just get on with it. Newcastle with some speed. Here comes Pat Naden. Quick shot and a save by Downey. Hatcher and Lundgren fighting Naden and Manwaring for the puck. And I think Hatcher might have got it. Someone's been called there. Maybe
Liam Manwaring.
Must have got his. I think his stick went up accidentally and hit someone. So he's. I
That's
thought it might have been Kutcher with a late shoulder, but anyway, that's fine.
It's tough for the Stars to have 2 out of what our 4 defense are at the moment in the box.
Yeah, that is tough. They're going to have to make do.
Yeah, I assume you'd stick some of your senior players back into D who are probably versatile enough to play either.
That's going to have to happen. Yeah, so those previous penalties were coincidental, so there's going to be 4 and 5. Yeah, so it was an accidental high stick. Warren's been called for, and he knew it was coming. You can see the look on his face.
Yeah, I think as much as you can sometimes not agree with the ref, there's no question about whether it's fair reffing. I think that Rick West always is a fair ref, and we see it even from both sides, which we're really lucky to have refs that are happy to put their time in, and because it's a big commitment, and you cop a lot of slack with very few thanks.
You sure do.
I know I couldn't do it. And you have the real enthusiasm and flair from Nick Eyre that he puts on the ice. I've seen some pretty snazzy jumps from him over time and very dramatic arm movements.
Yeah, Daniel Bora is our other local guy. So these guys get a fair bit of games up here because they are local guys. They're the only 3, so that's why they're often doing these games. Quick shot on net. It's off shin pads. But Ice are going to be back to it first. A good burst of speed there. Is it Jaden Rowe? No, it's Tim Stanger. Oh, it was Drolet. One of the Melbourne Ice guys tried to hit Drolet and just come off hard. It was Caruana who tried to hit Drolet and didn't come off well. Drolet's headed off ice. Stopper play, it's 7:36 left in the game. It's a 4-0 lead now for the North Stars. They've scored 2 in this period. 1 to Sammy Banger, 1 to Dominic Gabay. And we've got 1:15 of power play for the Ice left.
So we're going to have 2 guys back on after, so that they have to wait until stoppage of play to come back on. That's right, isn't it, Pete?
That's right. So if you've got coincidentals, they'll need to wait for a stoppage once that expires.
Yeah.
Can't have more than 5 skaters on the ice at a time. Melbourne Ice have the puck. Caruana carrying it. We'll take the left wing. He's got some good speed. Nice moves as well. And tripped over the blue line there, and that's hurt. When a North Stars player down and cannot get up.
It's Tim Stanger, I think.
It's Tim Stanger. That's a shame because he's been playing really well, and it looks like maybe his shoulder. He tripped over Richie, and I think he might have dislocated his shoulder. He might have dislocated. So Bruce Hounslow, our medic, will have a look at him. That is disappointing.
That was nasty. I think it was even just he caught someone's skate by accident, whether it was a North Stars player or an Ice, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I believe
but
it was
just
Richie Tesserik.
Yeah, okay. It's just one of those unlucky falls you can have.
Well, he's been working really hard in the off-season. He's been into the new cult of fitness, the F45 functional training.
That's probably my idea of a worst nightmare. It's 45 minutes of HIIT training.
45 minutes of torture.
Yeah.
Off the boards. So we're getting down to 7 minutes remaining. Still a 4-0 lead for the North Stars. We've got 39 seconds of power play left for the for the Melbourne Ice, not Mustangs. And at the moment, North Stars have had a bit more possession. They do right now. Even an opportunity here for the North Stars. Tesserik just happy to waste some time. Puck is taken away by Flanagan. He'll take it up, moving into the centre. Hands it off. Backhand. Saved by Davis. Puck is loose. Through the screen. Shot is wide. Puck thrown down ice by the North Stars, and they can do it all just as the power play expires. So Manwaring heads back to the bench. Ice. That's Schwartz has to pick that off his skates. Newcastle with the puck. Chipping it forward, skating onto it. They have to get around Lundgren, and he's not easy to get around. Tommy Powell with the puck. He'll do the brilliant shot off the boards, but it's gone to the North Stars defenders. So these are 2+2s for North Stars defenders, so we're going to wait a while till they get some defence back.
Well, is it the stoppage Bert Malloy will come back? I think he just had a 2 and it was just Paddy with the double?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Very little stoppages in this game, though.
Has been, yeah. So they will be looking forward. Actually, North Stars will probably be to their advantage just to freeze the puck, but it's part of the rules make that hard.
Yeah.
You can only do it if an opposition player is bearing in on you when you're in goal. Under the stick. Melbourne Ice will pick up the puck in neutral zone. It's gone back to Carpenter. Gets a pass forward. It's chipped into the zone by Schwartz. Backhander saved by Davis. 4:57 left in the period. It's a 4-0 lead for the North Stars. This stopper play.
Not quite sure how long the other guys have left on their second 2-minute penalty, but it mustn't be too long now, you'd think.
Well, that's right. We've had a 2-minute penalty expire in that time.
Yeah.
So that happened, in the first 20 seconds of that play. So it can't be too long before the other two guys get back. It was Kahu Joyce and Paddy Ward. 1 each. Back underway. Newcastle trying to clear the puck from their end. They do win the battles. It's a neutralised and picked off there by Sam Hoddick.
Wow.
He's bumped hard. Pass inside. Getting some hitting now, Lucy. Southwood. He'll take one. Rolls off it pretty well.
When you're that tall, it's kind of, you just kind of hit body.
Yeah.
He doesn't really ever get hit shoulders upwards. So.
I thought Shane Southwood might have a go there too. Manwaring's also quite tall. Manwaring can't get through. You've got 3 defenders on him, which is probably a bad thing for Ice because it means there's somebody unmarked. Oh, that would have hurt. Right into the leg there of Clark, and he's limping off. He's taken a slap shot to the ankle. And they do ring the bells. Pass. Chance for Newcastle. Goodbye. Fakes. Shoots. Scores. Faked out Downey. Ice left their goalie out to drive there. They really need to watch the men coming in off the bench.
Yeah, by the time Goodbye had slowed down, there was still no one on him.
Yeah, he slowed right down. He was able to fake out Downey. And Downey's...
He looks frustrated, but it's
understandable.
The score is no reflection of the game he's played.
No, he was left out to dry there. He's like I had mentioned a moment ago that all the Ice were kind of vacuuming down to that corner.
And I think because they saw a real threat with Liam and the physicality that he has in his play.
Yep.
To put extra players on him.
Yeah, I'd be watching out for Dominic Goodbye.
Yeah.
He's a good scorer. Newcastle steal the puck. They're bringing it into the zone. Fakes. Shoots to the screen. Saved by Downey. A good one with a pad. And it's picked up by Bremner.
We've got all our players out of the box now as well.
Yeah, everybody gets to play again. Long shot over the netting and into the crowd. Well taken there in the crowd.
So Smark was out there for over 4 minutes just then. That was impressive, and you couldn't even tell he was out of breath.
I don't think he would be.
No. And I saw him, he was running around before as he was getting ready, and those people that just look like they're walking when they're running, they just look so easy and natural. They're just so fit, and it's not fair.
When you're that good at scatty, you use less energy too. So the better scatty you are, the more efficient you are. Good by Bremer, stealing the puck there off Jaden Ryan. Quick shot on net, and Davis has it. Stops the puck. Gets a cheer from the crowd. It's 5-0 lead for the North Stars. There's 3:16 left in the game.
A big focus from John, I think, from what we've seen previously with the way he coaches juniors, is efficient. It's like efficient hockey as well as strong hockey. You want to be skating to your best ability. You want to be making the most of your passes. There's no point in tiring yourselves out because otherwise you're just not going to improve as a team. You're just kind of always on the catch up. So that'll be interesting to see whether a lot of guys end up following that same style and really stepping up their play.
Big shot by Smark just wide of the far post there, Downey. I thought that looked pretty good for a goal. I didn't realise it was Andre Smark because his face doesn't look terribly different to Drolet. Although you think he started to grow a bit of a beard there, Andre.
It's like a holiday being here.
It is. It's a holiday beard.
Yeah.
It's a holiday. Around the boards it goes. Picked up. Newcastle carried out into neutral ice. Clean pass. Centering pass. Cut off by the stick there of Jonathan Bremner. No, it is Bremner. Pardon me, it's 91. Banger gets it back to Jen Ryan. Shot on net and a save there off Paddy Ward's shot. By Downey.
That was tough for Downey. He had North Stars on either side. Both were marked, except the pressure of having players either side of you like that, and he was still so well lined up to the play.
Yep.
It shows that he's really a force to be reckoned with, I'd say.
I've seen a real slowdown from Melbourne Ice in these last couple of plays. I think they're really starting to lose a bit of heart here. Shot on it by Malloy and scores. Through the screen, Downey, it just went off the inside of his pad in. I saw that one go in.
Yeah.
And that's a goal for the captain, and I'll make it 6-0. So a tough night for the Melbourne Ice. They are now a young team. They've got the split between their experienced players, and several aren't here tonight. They are missing 2 imports, and North Stars, making hay while the sun shines, while they've got a near full squad.
Yeah, and also, like, we saw the same thing last year where North Stars had those weak games, but it's important for a team to still hold themselves and to play with pride.
Yep.
Because it's a difficult league, and it's an ever-changing league.
It's the elite level of Australia. I know it's not elite compared to North America or Europe, but it's this is where guys get their best possible exposure as Australians or win the Australian League. So it has gone to the captain, Bert Malloy. Skating on towards Caruana. He looks inside, takes a shot, and it's saved by Davis. Has a little trouble holding it, but he has smothered that with 1:40 left in the period, and the clock is still ticking. It was 1:41 when it should have stopped. 6-0 the lead.
It's difficult for the Ice when you've got a score like this in a game like this, where I think it's good for the North Stars that they haven't backed off, because that's really dangerous in a league like this where you need to be constantly improving.
Yes.
But also, it's hard to watch a team. It's hard to watch a team lose like that.
Yeah, it's never as fun when they're not evenly matched.
Yeah.
But I think if you play down to a team that doesn't have a full squad or isn't at the same level at the moment, whatever.
Yeah.
I think you disadvantage yourself too.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not playing your best hockey, and you need to be
not
improving.
improving. Yeah.
So you're actually disadvantaging or devolving by doing that. Down, close to 1 minute left. Newcastle up by 6. No score for the Melbourne Ice tonight. They did get 2 against the Dogs last night. Hamish Powell comes in hard against Flanagan. Right now it's Hoddick, Sam Hoddick in 24. He gets it to Lundgren. Pass to Flanagan. They're going to move it up the left wing. And they do get onto the stick of Robert Clark, who's okay after that, taking the shot in the ankle earlier. In the last minute now, around about 45 seconds. It was
it's a big hit behind the net.
Yeah, big hit. It's all right. Everybody's okay. Dominic Kabay will send it back to his end. He doesn't have to worry about scoring too much at the moment. We've got a marker for tonight. 30 seconds remaining. I think Newcastle looking to maybe set up one more scoring chance, but they don't need to do much at this stage. 6-0 lead. Last 30 seconds. Downey there didn't get it cleanly, but he got lucky. He came off the inside of his pad and went out of play.
It was unluckily bouncy.
Yeah, it was.
Whoa, there's the windmill. Check that out.
Around the world goes Dane Davis, and he'll drop the puck at his feet. He loves that.
Yeah, I know. It's
such a dry
definitely his
humour when you talk to him after the game and talk about that stuff.
He's very like, oh yeah, whatever. But on the inside, you can tell he's like, yeah, I just did that.
I love that goalie attitude.
Yeah, they're odd people goalies. They're a breed of their own.
Yeah,
it takes a lot to have pucks hit at you.
We love them very much. In the last few seconds of the game, and it's just been tossed down ice to run the clock. 6-0 win for the Newcastle North Stars. Flanagan throws his stick across ice. He's pretty furious with that one. And you can't really blame Melbourne Ice too much. They are short quite a lot. And I think, I heard Perth coaches and a lot of people talk about North Stars as being a 6th or 7th place team this year. I never really believed that.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to believe it too much now either.
And I think the whole thing about having a new head coach who we haven't seen any adult coaching from John Kennedy before.
Yeah.
Really? So especially in Australia, we've seen him as a player a few times, obviously a strong player, but to make that transition, a lot of people can kind of lose faith in, are you going to be able to do it? Like, is this team going to respond to you? Can you push them to win? Because we've had seasons where like Newcastle have led the way in having talented players and having those people that have stepped above.
Yep.
But as the whole rest of the league's caught up,
yes,
it takes more. You've got to have good coaching, you've got to have good strategy, and you've got to push the players to constantly improve, which I think people might have doubted whether John could do.
Yeah, look, I think last year, there's a few reasons why, but in the end, they didn't miss out by much.
Yeah.
They only missed out on that last weekend, and they pretty much lost heart once they knew they couldn't get through the finals.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if they finished 5 or 6 or whatever. So they didn't miss out by the finals very much. They were underperforming all season for mine.
Yeah, I would say that as much as they are a local team, I wouldn't say that overall when I looked at last season, they didn't look like they were fighting for it as much majority of the time.
No, there wasn't enough.
When you watch those other teams, you're like, they deserved the win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there wasn't anything else in it except for they wanted it more.
Yep.
And they did it.
Yeah. Well, I actually think North Stars were better in that third period. Not just because they scored the goals, but they didn't seem to have the intensity, especially in the second period.
Yeah.
Against a team, Ice didn't have a full squad tonight.
Yeah.
North Stars, to improve, to be better, they had to play their best game.
Yeah.
They got more to it towards the third period. is good signs because it's not going to be easy from here on in.
Yeah, and we've seen, like, we've played against two very different teams, and I think that's going to be really difficult as games go on to have those split weekends. And it could put players off a little bit. So what's the insight in having those split weekends? What do you think is the motivation behind that?
It's usually just to have a double in the same place. You have a big drop off in ticket sales. Like last time we had a sell out here in Newcastle. Tonight was still good. It always is. Yeah, we got one of the most solid numbers for seat sales anywhere in the league. But partly it's just, and it's also for more variety. It's better for the fans, so it's a better experience. It's better for ticket sales. It's just better overall.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure people know, stick with us because we've got North Stars Live coming up, the post game. So we're going to have player and coach interviews.
Yep.
We have a lot more, so it's definitely worth sticking around. So
going to hear from both coaches, I would say.
Yeah. To conclude our analysis, so what do you think about what happens now for the Ice? So next week, the North Stars have got Adelaide.
Yep.
And I think Perth Thunder was the other game.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think having the start of your season at home can be a big advantage, or it can give you a bit of a false sense of confidence, especially coming after two games where we've really, even though we weren't losing at any stage today, we've redeemed ourselves in the sense of this is the hockey we need to play.
Yeah.
And this is how we're going to play. Yeah. So whether they can come in next week with the same intensity against new teams and teams that have had the chance to see them play now. Yeah. That's the other thing. These teams have essentially come up against the North Stars not knowing how they're going to play.
Yep.
So you're going in blind. Your coaches will be watching. Your opposition coaches will be watching these games to see what they need to work on, who they should be watching.
Yep.
So whether they can shut down plays, but that also is reflected in the fact that we have a variety of lines. So it shouldn't really affect us too much that we don't have a line that you really have to load on your strongest players to defend against.
Yeah.
But I would say that if they keep up the intensity, keep up the strong passing and the strong shots on and being there ready for those rebounds and moving in front of the net, I think has been a huge advantage for the North Stars.
Yep.
They would continue playing strong, but I would also say for the Ice that I think that it's hard because they're obviously lacking overall strength. There are a couple of strong players out today from having that consistently strong team. So to judge it off this is a bit hard, where there's things they can obviously improve on, but it wasn't for lack of any of them really trying. They were all giving it their all the whole game. They were still having good, strong contact. They still had good passes. So whether we see improvements and changes through the season to lines and to their gameplay to make the most of their skills, because I think there were guys out there that probably weren't matched quite right. Like they definitely seemed to be stronger, but they didn't have anyone to work with. So to get those good combinations would be important for them to really pick it up.
Well, I still have a few really important players inbound. They have some really good imports yet to arrive. I believe they've got an import goalie to arrive.
Yeah, okay.
So that'll give... James Downey, he played great.
Yeah.
He can't take any of the blame for today.
Yeah.
Even right then, he was still making great saves. So they're going to have... The Ice will improve. You can't read too much into these first 2 or 3 weeks of the AHL because there's still players arriving, coming back from Worlds, coming from leagues in North America. So, you can't get too excited about the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, in the past, when North Stars have had bad starts to the season, I'm usually not that concerned because I've seen them really romp home.
Yeah.
But it just didn't happen last year.
I think it's interesting because last year we saw Canberra lead strong and end strong. Yeah. So that's something that we saw last year. No. And then they had, they were fairly consistent all year long in that sense. So...
don't write off Melbourne Ice is the point I'm trying to make.
No, definitely not.
You add a couple more players to that team, especially a really hot import goalie, and I think they'll be quite formidable. So I think Newcastle kind of had a lucky draw in getting Melbourne before they got all the players.
Yeah.
So that's to their advantage. So, do stick around with us because we're going to switch over to North Stars Live pretty soon. So Ellie and Tori are our hosts tonight.
Yep.
And they're going to run you through what's happening. I didn't catch up on the other scores around the league, so I can't figure one of those. Did you see any of those?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure yet.
We've been a bit busy on the cans here tonight. I think another point I'd like to make about tonight's game, and we saw it last night too, is I think John Kennedy's influence has been seen in both these games.
Yeah.
We've seen the Newcastle guys improve in the game. And for me, that is a coach's influence.
Yeah, and you've seen the best of all the players.
Yes.
They've been with guys that let them really improve them, and they push them to play their best hockey. And those pairings, like you've seen guys that had shown, like they showed they played well together last year, like your Pat Naden and your Liam Manwaring. I would say it would be dangerous to separate them because they play so well together. And John's obviously seen that and he's paid attention to it and kept them together. And there's no, like, it seems like a real collaboration, which I think is a big part of coaching in adult league as well. As much as you're the coach, you also have to collaborate with the players and listen to what they're good at and what they feel that what their strengths are, to give them that chance to show it and express that. And it seems like that's a really big part of it. And having John being an ex-player can be really beneficial. That's the word I was looking for. Sorry.
Yeah. So what we've seen, John, is he's, like you say, he's changed. A lot of coaches will talk about buy-in, and a lot of this relates to leadership. And we've heard John in the interview earlier today talking about leaders like Bert Malloy.
Yeah.
He's also got Sammy Banger. He's also got Paddy Ward. He's got a lot of veterans in that squad. He's had guys like Hamish Powell been in the league for several years. Matt Lindsay's coming back, also wearing the A. He's got so many leaders in that group that you're going to get good buy-in with guys like that.
Yeah.
They're going to take their hockey seriously, but they're going to make it fun.
And it's also prime time to start integrating younger players, which we heard John talk about, to bridge that gap between the other end of junior hockey, like the end of it, to getting into to your senior, to your East Coast Super League and your North Stars, where they really kind of step up. Yeah. There's a big difference that that those boys never experience before they actually get there. So to get them involved, to get players mentoring them, and to give them the chance to train and occasionally play. Because we saw Liam Manwaring, his first season wasn't exceptional, like he kind of sat in the background a bit, but as soon as he's been given the chance to really step up and play hockey,
we've seen he needs to step up.
And we've seen a real improvement and a totally different player to what we saw before. Because it's hard. They come out of their top, like being the best of the best in their league. Yeah. These boys, they come out of playing midgets hockey for most like that's what most of them are playing in Australia, and they're pretty hot. They're like, I got this. I score lots of goals. And then they're like, oh man,
I'm a little fish.
I'm the youngest. I'm like the real newbie. I have to get changed in a different change room with a lot of rinks, because you have your players with their spots in their change rooms, and then you have the other guys. It's a big like gap that you have to bridge. So to integrate young players is so important, so you don't end up with this big gap that we've seen a lot of teams experience with an aging league.
Adelaide's a perfect example. They had a really important core of players who were quite senior, pretty much all, with Greg Gotti and Harding, Keane. There were several players that Huxley was the other person I'm thinking of, all retired in a short amount of time, 1 or 2 seasons. So they've been left with a young core that they've had to develop. They're going to be back. They're going to be great. They're going to take a couple of seasons. So for us not to happen at Newcastle, yes, we need John's help to develop these players in sooner rather than later. Because otherwise we will have that big drop when we lose guys like Hamish Powell and Matt Lindsay and all these guys who've been with us for a long time.
And it's a big risk as well, because you can invest a lot of time and sometimes it doesn't pay off. But you've still got to do it because it will.
Yes.
And you've got to take that risk, and you've got to get a large group of guys in to really cull out who maybe isn't quite ready and who is ready to be trained. And the boys have to be ready to dedicate the extra time as well, the young boys. It's a big commitment. You see a couple of guys coming out training with the AI guys this year who have played a lot of hockey in Canada. A few of them I know have spent multiple seasons over there, and it makes a big difference to their game and their ability to be coached even.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, the ability to be coached. To have come from those really rich farm teams in North America, they not only learn how to play, they also learn to be coached and to be better players in many ways. You'll see that guys who have just played in Australia often are good skaters, have good speed and energy and commitment, but often don't have some of the finer skills, some of the observation of the game, being in the right positioning, and even stick skills. So you'll see that's where the guys from Canada and Europe are usually stronger. So I've seen John with a real strong focus in that too. So hopefully, and John's working not just Newcastle, he's working all around the country. So he's really starting to fill in that gap for us. So, okay, let's wrap it up. We've got 6-0 win here for the North Stars today over the Melbourne Ice.
Yeah.
Big win for Newcastle. They've got 6 points out of 2 games, so much better start than they've had for a while. And Melbourne Ice, tough start, but they knew that because they were short of players.
Yeah.
Wish them the best. Next week, couple of good matchups, Perth Thunder, Adelaide Adrenaline. Perth lost last night, but because they're missing some players, they could come on with a huge squad next week. We don't know. And they have a really big guy too.
I want to see the really tall guy.
Big Kev for coming soon. All right, so we'll hand it over to North Stars Live. Stick around. They're going to take you through the rest of the analysis. They're going to talk to some players, talk to some coaches, and you get the full story from them. So from Lucy and I, good night.
Thanks,
and
guys.
We'll catch you next time here at North Stars. See you later.
North Stars Live. I'll reintroduce myself. I'm Ellie Marie Watts.
And I'm Tori Diver.
So we just finished up our second game of the season, the North Stars' second game of the season against Melbourne Ice, and what a game it was. The North Stars won 6-0. Huge game.
Massive game.
It was... it took a little while to get going, but once it did, those goals just kind of rolled
Kept
on
coming.
in. Yeah.
And I think... you know, as I said before, we're finding our gel, we're playing together, and it really showed on the ice tonight. I think they played quite well together.
Passes, I should say, were connecting really well. Seemed like the players really sort of were getting quite the feel for where each other was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, I think all those practices are starting to really pay off. You could actually really see them connecting quite well. But let's just walk through the game before we get a couple of coaches and players on. We're going to have Brad Vigon from the Melbourne Ice on, and we're also going to talk with Coach JFK, and I believe Dom Gabaj was, Gabaj was hanging around. I think keen to chat. But yeah, let's chat about the game. So 3 pretty darn good periods of hockey.
Yeah.
A hat trick from Sammy Banger.
Yeah. Welcome back,
great.
Sammy.
Yeah, welcome back, Sammy.
Thanks for coming.
He got two goals.
2 goals in the first two
in the
periods.
First 2 period. No, in the first period. It was a goal in the second period. One more in the third, and then in comes Dom with 2, and then to cap it all off, Captain Malloy. Yeah, so it got very exciting towards the end there, and also got quite feisty, as you can imagine when the goal line is sitting at 4-0, 5-0, then 6-0. Tempers just, they flare.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
But talk to us about the shots on goal tonight, Tori, because I think the shots really do tell a bit of the tale.
I think James Downey played quite well for the goalie for Melbourne Ice. We had quite a lot of shots on goal, so he faced 49 shots.
In total
over the 3 periods, and compared to North Star's 13 shots on goal. So
that's Dane in goals tonight.
Yeah,
Dane Davis.
Yeah. So huge game for James Downey to save quite a lot, even though he got 6 zip.
Yeah,
I think
that second period, though, it was a goalless second period, but the North Stars were on the power play quite a bit, and even Dane got pulled there for the extra attacker. So Downey faced a lot of shots on goal, especially in that second. What was it? 20 shots. Yeah, but he didn't let any in. None made it past him. So it was an incredible feat by Downey, and then. And then the third, just those 3 slipped in by. So that's unfortunate. But, so a 6-0 end to the game. 2 wins for the North Stars on their opening weekend.
Yeah, really good. And I think, Melbourne is still showing a lot of, courage out there and playing right to the end. They did win their first game last weekend at home against Adelaide. Obviously, on the road it's been a bit tougher. They lost to Sydney Ice Dogs last night. They've got to, get back into the games next week and start fresh.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, we'll get Brad Vigon on now, the coach of the Melbourne Ice. And Tori, if you just head on off and grab Brad. So, we'll be chatting with Brad, Melbourne Ice's coach, just about the results this weekend and today. Hey, Brad, how's it going?
Okay.
Okay. So, it was a disappointing end to the game tonight, a 6-0 end for you. But are you taking, any positives out of tonight?
I don't know about tonight. I guess, I thought that our young goaltender, James Downey, played absolutely out of his skin. 2-0 after 2 periods. And, he actually gave us a chance to win. And, we didn't make it happen in the third period. And they got on top of us. Obviously, some fatigue was starting to show through, and we leaked a few goals there at the end, so the score blew out a bit.
Yeah, and so it was. You've had your. I'll start that again. 3 games you've played, 1 at home and 2 away. This weekend, just not being able to find the wins in Sydney and here. What will you be working on this week in practice ahead of your next games?
Well, I mean, we were really running with a skeleton crew this weekend. We were missing probably, I would say, about 1,500 games of experience, with Webster, Graham, Backleg, Armstrong, Wong.
Yeah.
And we're also missing, 3 imports as well.
Yeah.
So, we just, it's one of those kind of things where you're just going to have to make the best with what you've got. And it gives young guys lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
So last night I thought that we really answered the bell, and I was extremely impressed with the way that everybody came out and gave me everything they had, so it was a loss, obviously 3-2, but a great showing by a lot of the young players. Tonight, look, it's a quality team here. Newcastle's always tough to play at home. You guys have some pretty handy imports and some very, very good local players as well. And you were just better tonight than we were.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about your team this weekend because there's missing a couple of the familiar, long time Ice players there. So quite a young team, and you're missing some of your imports as well.
Yeah. Well, look, that's the way it goes. Sometimes guys have lives, and they're not professionals, so. They've got family commitments or work or whatever they may have, and it just happened that it was a perfect storm this weekend. So we were missing, I'd say 8, probably top players.
Your
and it's
hard
to win in this league
without that experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, it was a great game nonetheless. There was a lot in it. You guys never gave up at all. It was still back and forth all game.
Yeah.
And like you said, Downey played like a blinder, especially in that second period. Got hammered with like 20 shots and didn't let anything in.
No, he was amazing. And, you know, it would be tough to be a goalie because I think he played an absolutely amazing game, and then he's got 6 goals against. So it is a very tough position to play, considering the performance that I think that he had.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll let you get back to it. I know you got to Jets head off soon. So, all the best for your next game.
Okay, thanks very much.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, bye.
See ya. Well, that was Brad Vigon from the Melbourne Ice, and we're going to get John Kennedy Jr., our own coach, to have a chat about the North Stars opening weekend. Here he comes. Hey, John, put those on so everyone can hear you. Hey, Coach.
Oh, hold up, let me get this. Now, am I reading that or no?
No, you're not. You're just going to have a chat with me.
All right.
2 wins. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We took it one game at a time, and it's been a lot of preparation coming to this day since you know a lot of our local guys have been on the ice since January.
Yep.
And it's good to get this result for the first weekend.
So 2 games at home, 2 wins. It was getting a little bit scary there at the beginning of yesterday's game against the Bears, down 3-0, but it clawed back to win 4-3. Tell me, what was going through your mind when it was 3-0? Were you worried or?
Not really. I understood. It's our first game. It's our first period. Guys have nerves, and we weren't at our game reaction speed.
Yep.
And that's what you could see from the Sydney Bears. They were reacting quicker than us. We were slow on decisions, and they capitalized.
Yep.
So good on them. But once we got into it, once we got our legs going, we were able to claw back within the first period. Yep. So that helped us. And once we went back into the second, just reset things. But to be honest, I wasn't too worried about the boys.
And talk to me about tonight's game, 6-0. That's a huge scoreline, but it wasn't a walk in the park. It was quite a hard fight.
Look, full respect to the Melbourne Ice and their whole team. And James Downey played an amazing game. I'm proud of our boys because we stuck to what we wanted to do. We could have got frustrated. Guys could have started doing things on their own. But from head to toe, all 3 lines were rolling and playing our style of hockey. So it didn't really crack until the third period. And, we made a few adjustments. But, yeah, I'm proud of the way we played the whole game.
2 wins in the opening weekend indicates that you are on the right track, but wins don't necessarily amount to everything. Do you feel like you are on the right track? Do you need to make any adjustments in training, or you keep on doing and building what you've started here this weekend?
Look, this was our measuring stick, and now we can see areas that we do need to improve. I don't think this weekend we were challenged enough defensively, so that's always going to be something we're going to be looking for in practice. But like I said, for where we're at now, training, we're just going to keep going the way we are and just keep building on what we've got.
Yeah. And how great was it to see the team, in that game aspect? You've been training, well, it feels like forever, but training, you did your training camp, you've been working on your systems, your tactics. How great is it to see them in action on the ice this weekend?
Oh, it's great. It's habits. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to instill habits. And if we practice the right way in games, it's going to show. So that's what we've been talking about, doing the little things in practice, making sure we're, as much as possible, practicing at game intensity. So when we get into these situations, it's not like it's a surprise. It's more muscle memory.
Yeah, absolutely. And your imports were pretty great on the ice there. Sonny Banger in today's game, against the Ice, a hat trick. Was it great for you to see, sort of them showing their full potential? Absolutely.
I mean, obviously there's a high expectation for them to, execute, but to see how well they flowed and how well they play into the team systems. They're not individuals. All their goals came from team play. And that's, a testament to them, but a testament to the guys around them that are playing with them, that we're playing as a full squad on the ice.
And the full squad is playing because it wasn't just the imports that shone this weekend, it was also the local players as well. I think it was almost an equal split between the import scoring and the local scoring. Like Tim Stanger yesterday.
Yep.
I don't remember the last time he scored a goal, but that was awesome to see, and the celebration was just as great. So it's really amazing to see everyone out there really going for it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a team game, and I believe that from head to toe. And when you have everyone feeling like they're a part of it, you get more out of players. So, like you said, other guys are getting points on the board, our local players along with our imports, and we're a squad together from head to toe.
And so next weekend you're off to Perth, but then come home and play a home game. Is that that's a huge trip, like to go to Perth and then come back and play at home? Like how do you what are you looking forward to in that one?
This is embarrassing. What do you mean we're going to Perth and then coming straight back home?
We're going home, aren't we? Playing on Sunday here.
So we're playing in Perth. What?
Oh, I lie. My bad.
Thank you.
Well, I'm just testing the coach to see if he knows where he's playing.
I'm about to say, I thought they were home.
I'm sorry. We had this conversation before, and I thought we were going to Perth. My bad.
No.
So you're all prepared for next weekend?
We are.
I will be.
Well, travel-wise, we're prepared, but our preparation for this next weekend starts on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I want the boys to soak in the win, soak in the weekend sweep. We got all the points that we could possibly. And we reset and get back to it on Tuesday night.
Yeah, one game at a time.
One game at a time.
Beautiful. There has been a request for a JFK dance.
A JFK dance. If you want a JFK dance, just go to my Instagram or my wife's, and you guys can see it there.
All right, guys, go. He's just being yelled at in the headset. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Coach. And we're actually going to get Dominic Gabai on and have a chat. Alrighty, I'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, John. See you later. Well, that was Coach John Kennedy Jr. from the North Stars, just having a chat about the weekend's games. And now we're going to have a chat with Dominic Gabai, one of our imports for this season, and he scored 2 goals in tonight's game. Hey, Dom, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm going to ring that down there. How's it going?
It's been a blast so far. I've been here for 5 days, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. So talk to us about the 2 games this weekend. Tonight in particular, you had a great game. You scored 2 goals. How's it feeling out there playing with the North Stars?
It's fun. Like, the whole team is playing really well. We played really good today. But yesterday I just had to adjust for the first period. But it's been a blast. It's so much fun here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, 5 days in, he's already saying he's having so much fun. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Have you been out in the surf yet?
Yep, a couple times.
Oh, really?
Wednesday and Friday. So.
Did you stand up?
A couple times, yeah.
Oh, that's good. You're going to be a professional by the end?
Yeah, hopefully. That's what I'm aiming for.
So, talk to us, going back to the games, now that we've finished the surf talk. Were you, surprised with the level of hockey that we play here in Australia? Were you sort of prepared for it?
I didn't really know what to expect. So, the last game was like the game to adjust, to see how it's going, how the games will be. And today I felt really well, so...
Oh, that's good.
Finally scored a goal, so that's good.
And then you quickly followed it up with another.
Yeah, that's good.
You're like, yes, I'm done it.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, off the monkey's back. It's great. Awesome. And so how's it playing with the other imports in the team? Like you said, there was an adjustment period yesterday, sort of thing. But did having 2 practices under you sort of help that at all, or still a bit of an adjustment to go?
Well, all the imports are really good players, so a couple practices, we got a little chemistry going, so it's really good.
That's awesome. Yeah, and so next weekend you're back here, play 2 more games. Do you have I don't know, what do you do now heading into practice? Do you sort of just reset, or you look at what you can do better?
Yeah, just get the practices in and get ready for the games, and hopefully win a couple more next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Win games.
Yeah, just win games and have fun. It's fun to win games. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll let you get back to it and have some celebrations, have a shower, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dom. Well, that was Dominic Gabai, and we're actually going to have a chat with North Stars import Sammy Banger, who gained a hat trick tonight. Hey, Sammy.
Hi.
Stick those on and let's have a chat.
Perfect.
So, massive game for you tonight. Hat trick.
Things worked out. The boys played really well. Playing with Francis makes the stuff a little easier. He's been finding me the first 2 games, so it's been a good team effort.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be back and playing, have 2 games under your belt this season?
It feels amazing. This was my first time in my career where I wasn't playing in Canada or in the States, overseas. So the last time I played was when we were in Perth last year. So So I was really excited to start the season this year, and I had all the juices going. So I'm excited to be back now.
Yeah, well, it's great seeing you in action. Yeah, you had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
And talk to us about the team this year. Is it the same old team, or has it got a different feel to it?
Oh, it's definitely a different feel. I mean, the local boys worked really hard during the summertime here. They trained a lot, and they all came in really good shape, and we've been running 3 lines nonstop, and it's been great. It's been a good fit. JFK's been doing a great job putting our systems into place, and we're just hoping to continue that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let's talk about yesterday's game. It was a little scary there for a minute or two against the Bears when we were down 0-3.
Yeah.
But yeah, you started the claw back, getting a goal there, and yeah, what was it like on the ice? Like, was there any like, oh crap, we really need to get this going, or what was it? Just do your job.
I mean, it was our first game, right? And it's been a while since we played, and the Bears already played a couple games, so we didn't have the start we really wanted, but it showed a lot of character. Dane let 3 goals in the first period, but then he shut the door for us and let us crawl back into it, and we have good leadership and character in that room, and it helped us come back, and the boys kept pushing, so it was great.
In tonight's game, it was a 6-0 end, but it was a fight there because the ice didn't let them in. Like, they really did fight. Like, what was it like out on the ice there? Because it did get quite fiery at times.
Yeah. We felt like we controlled most of the game the first 2 periods, but credit to them, they kept themselves in it the first 2 periods, and they gave him the shot to win in the third. But I mean, Dane played well, and luckily we were able to get a couple goals in early in the third, and it helped us continue that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played a great game, and it could have gone either way towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Sammy. I'll let you go and have a shower and head off to the pub for a feed and a beverage.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No worries.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, that was Sammy Banger, import for the North Stars. We'll get Tori back and wrap up our first North Stars live show. Hey, Tori.
Hello, I'm back.
You are. So, yeah, we just had a really great chat with Brad Vigon just about his team that from this weekend. He said that it was a really, young sort of team. A lot of their experienced players were unavailable this weekend. They're missing 3 imports. But, yeah, he was still pretty positive about, their team and their efforts this weekend, which was really great to hear. Also had a chat with Coach Dom Gabai. He's having a blast. Here already. He's been here for 5 days. He's been surfing twice. He loves it. And Sammy's, feeling really positive. So I think there's only good things to come. But that might just be my bias.
No, I think this team has got a lot of depth, and I think that they've recruited really well on the off season. It's very exciting to see.
Absolutely. Well, we'll leave you guys to it, but we'll be back next weekend at home. Oh dear.
We've got Perth on Saturday and Adelaide on Sunday.
Yep, absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to our first North Stars live production of the year, and it'll go a little bit smoother next time, I promise. But thanks for joining us.
Thank you.